This is Florida Baseball on the Gators Sports Network. This is Florida Baseball on the Gators Sports Network. Mark, 5 minutes until airtime on the Gators Sports Network for our baseball game broadcast. Your next time cue will be with 4 minutes until airtime. Coming up on 4 minutes until airtime. Mark, 4 minutes until airtime on the Gators Sports Network for our baseball game broadcast. Studios, please start your archive recording. Stations, if you encounter technical issues during this broadcast, please call the Florida Studio Hotline at area code 336-464-1788. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime. Mark, 30 seconds until airtime. Once again, stations, if you encounter technical issues during this broadcast, please call the Florida Studio Hotline at 336-464-1788. Stations, your final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Gators Sports Network. University of Florida Baseball is on the air.
To the track, to the wall, chop, 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 grand slam.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. Put it down and arrive alive. Florida Dairy Farmers, celebrating more than 35 years of building a strong and healthy Gator Nation. Florida Victorious, the official NIL partner of the Florida Gators. Pet Paradise and New Day Veterinary Care. Finally, complete pet health care is here for Gator Nation.
Pitch and Donate drills one. Deep out towards right center field. Forget about it. Bye baseball.
Melvin Law, official injury and accident law firm sponsor of the Florida Gators. Davis Gainesville Chevrolet on North Main Street, the home of volume pricing. Steve Spurrier's head beer coach 1966 lager. Made by Gators for Gators. Please drink responsibly. And by UF Health. Injuries aren't convenient, but UF Health Ortho Care is.
Pitch is lined back up the middle. Base hit, baby. We're going home.
Now let's go live to the ballpark.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets right there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It is game 3 of the Conway Regional for the Florida Gators. Good afternoon, Gator Nation. Jeff Cardozo, Steve Russell here with you. Well, your baseball team in a very familiar spot, place they have been over the last couple of years. Remember, a few years ago, 2023, Gators were 1-1 back at home. Then they beat UConn and Texas Tech a couple of times to make it to the College World Series. And, of course, that unprecedented run last year where you were 1-1 after losing to Oklahoma State, but beat Nebraska, beat Oklahoma State, and then beat Oklahoma State again to get back to the College World Series. So the mission, the exact same thing over the last couple of years. Must win this morning against ECU and then beat the #1 team and host seed, Coastal Carolina, later today and then again tomorrow. So, Steve, I think when it's all said and done and listening to what Chuck Geralman said yesterday, the Gators know what kind of spot that they're in. They understand it because they've been there. They've done that. You know, when you look back at now the first couple of games, they actually have saved the pitching because of what happened with Aiden King yesterday. So Florida in a pretty good spot to go on and make a little run.
I think that's where Florida has the biggest advantage, Jeff, is on the mound. Because first of all, East Carolina's pitching before the tournament was not a strong suit. The guy that threw against Florida was by far their best pitcher. And yesterday they threw a guy in Sean Jenkins who started 12 games, and he only lasted 2 1/3 innings, even though he gave up 1 run. But then their last couple of guys, Nick Moran, Gabe Beschlaws, who don't pitch much, were hammered. That game, through 6 innings last night, was a 5-4 game with East Carolina leading, and then it just collapsed for them. So I think today their pitching is going to be suspect to me, and if the Gators get a good start from the lefty today with the bullpen fresh as it is, I think Florida has a great chance.
Right, Coastal Carolina get their 50th win of the year last night, beating East Carolina 18-7 to set up now a rematch of that first game. And Steve, it was a game where East Carolina really played with no fear. They got a bunt base hit to start things off. We saw them squeeze, and Brody Donay unable to handle the play at home. And then after that, they just punched the Gators in the mouth. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 3 more in the fourth. All of a sudden you look up and it's 9-0. So that's going to be the important part for Coppola today. If there's some early momentum from ECU, just limit damage, because this offense, we saw that can be pretty good, has then a chance to come back and get you in the game.
I think that's the entire key to the game. Keep East Carolina. Look, they got hammered yesterday, so you don't want to give them any early momentum. Keep them down, get to their pitching, and Coppola do his job. And I think if Florida does that, they've got, again, a really good chance. But you got to win 2 today. But look, the old saying, got to win the first before you win the second one, and that's what Florida has to do.
Jake Clemente has not pitched, of course, and go back to Luke McNeely. So there are a lot of options in this one, and really important if Coppola can go out and do some damage. And he has been very, very good this year. Now, the interesting part, since he's come back from the injury, the longest outing is 3 2/3. He did that his last time out against Alabama. He did strike out 10 that day and only gave up 3 hits, but that's going to be the issue for him. Probably 4 innings if the Gators can get him there. Not sure if he can even get 5, so it will turn into a bullpen game. So again, the importance for this offense to do some damage, but it's an offense that we saw just pound the baseball yesterday. The Gators scored 17 runs on 16 hits. Bobby Bozer's been great in the regional. Blake Sears been great. And then Brendan Lawson yesterday. That was the guy we talked about 2 days ago, saying we need to get him going, and all he does is go out and get 5 hits yesterday.
Yeah, it's nice to see the lineup lengthen, because before yesterday, Sear was struggling. There are some guys still struggling there. And look, Fairfield is who Fairfield is, but you still have to go out and do what you do in the game that you play, and hopefully it gives these hitters some confidence. And back to Coppola, Jeff, I'm with you. I think if you're Kevin O'Sullivan, you get 5 out of him. I think you're ecstatic if you get that, because with a fresh bullpen, that will really help Florida. But let's give East Carolina some credit. Even though they got smoked yesterday, they did score 7 runs in that 13 hits against Coastal Carolina, and they hit well against Florida. So this is a team that can swing the bat.
And it will be a very hostile environment, as there are a lot of East Carolina fans here. They're only about 3 hours or so away, so a lot of their fan base has made their way up. But you, of course, have your Gator contingent as well. The Gators will be the visiting team in this one. Florida comes in 39-21. East Carolina comes in 34-26. Of course, each of these 2 teams 1-1 here in the regional. So the road is simple. Win today, win later today against Coastal, and then have to beat Coastal one more time tomorrow, and the Gators will advance to a super regional. There's been a lot of upsets all over the country. Oregon, a 1 seed, is already out. Vandy playing for their lives, Ole Miss playing for their lives, Georgia playing for their lives. So there are many SEC teams out there in the same situation as the Gators. But again, Kevin O'Sullivan and the staff have been able to maneuver their way through the losers bracket many times over the years, and we'll see if they can do it one more time here this weekend. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll give you the starting lineups, and then we will get after it between Florida and East Carolina on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
To all our Gator baseball fans listening in, stay in the game and play by the rules. Put down your phone and set aside all other distractions. One text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving around the entire diamond with your eyes closed. To win while driving, you must focus. Put it down and focus on driving to arrive alive. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
Gators fans, it's not just baseball season, it's backyard season. And just like a strong infield keeps the runs in check, a great fence keeps your home protected and looking sharp. At Father & Son Fence Supply, we proudly serve the North Florida community with the same values found on the diamond: hard work, reliability, and trust. Whether you're building from scratch or upgrading your home turf, call the team that's always on defense at 352-797-2489 or visit us online at fatherandsonfencesupply.com. Father & Son Fence Supply, where family values meet exceptional craftsmanship.
This is Kevin O'Sullivan. I'd like to thank these major sponsors who make this show possible: UF Health, Florida Dairy Farmers, Pet Paradise, Davis Chevrolet, and Legends Brewing Company.
Now let's head back to the ballpark for today's first pitch.
Steve Russell back with you with the starters for today's game, brought to you by Chevron. Unbeatable mileage to fuel your fandom. For the visiting Gators, Bobby Bozer leads off. Plays shortstop. Brendan Lawson at first base hits second. Ty Evans, the DH, third. Brody O'Neill behind the plate cleans up. Blake Sear in left field bats 5th. Hayden Yost in center hits 6th. Ashton Wilson in right bats 7th. Landon Stripling playing third base hits 8th. Justin Nadeau, the second baseman, bats 9th. For East Carolina, Braden Burris, the second baseman, leads off. Jack Herring in right field bats 2nd. Dixon Williams, the shortstop, hits 3rd. The DH, John Collins, is the cleanup hitter. Riley Johnson in center field bats 5th. Colby Wallace at third base hits 6th. Austin Irby having a really good series at first base hitting 7th. Alex Peltier, the left fielder, bats 8th. Walker Barron behind the plate bats 9th. The pitcher for East Carolina is right-hander Lance Williams. He's 2-1 with a 5.30 ERA. His 25th appearance and 8th start, but just 35 2/3 innings. 34 hits, 21 earned runs, 27 walks, 42 strikeouts. Teams 254 against him. Well, sun is shining, kind of a hazy sunshine today. A little warmer today than it was yesterday, but still, it's always good to see no rain in the forecast. We have great weather planned for today. All right, just about set for Florida East Carolina to start the play-by-play. Here's Jeff.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. I don't know if you, the audience, could hear the background music, but it pumped me up. Let me clear my throat. Let's get after it here this afternoon. Gator season on the line, just like it was yesterday, and we'll see how the boys respond. Bobby Bozer steps into the box, and we are ready to go. Wind and first pitch from the righty is right through there on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Williams wears one number 98. It's a pretty awkward number for a pitcher. Works quickly, so he's ready to go again. And he throws another fastball. Bozer swings and misses, so he's quickly in an 0-2 hole. Wind is blowing in today. Way different than the first couple of games here in Conway, as another fastball comes in, the hardest yet, and Bozer gets a piece of it, fouling it back. Bozer comes in with a 9-game hitting streak. He has hit in 19 of the last 22. And Bobby this weekend has 5 hits, including a couple of homers. And he almost gets hit with the first slider there. He turns out of the way on a ball that was moving in towards his left leg. So Williams, just like we saw from Norby the other day, likes to get it and go. And here he goes again, and that one misses in. Down and in. So from 0-2 to 2-2. Bobby having a nice at-bat here. They shift on Bozer. Second baseman plays on the shortstop side of the bag. Outfield extremely deep, just like we've seen all the teams play here this weekend. And the 2-2 is fouled back over our heads as Bozer got a fastball once again. In Bozer's 9-game hitting streak, he's got 16 hits, and he's driven in 16. That's how special he's been at the top of the order. 2-2 again is a little fister out towards first, but nobody's there. And Bozer's going to beat it on an infield single, so the shift really hurts there as Irby had to go get the ball to his right. Pitcher didn't cover, and just like that, it's an infield single.
Well, that was the key, Jeff. The pitcher didn't cover, and that's, you learned that in Little League. Anything hit to the right side, you've got to go over and at least make an attempt to get there, and he didn't. So Bozer gets a gift.
So the freshman has to go to the stretch now for the first time. Williams, 5'11", 195-pounder. He's from Shenandoah, Virginia. And we'll see how he can handle his first NCAA appearance. Here's Lawson, first pitch hacking, and he misses a slider. Down and in for strike one. Lawson, best day of his Gator career yesterday. 5-hit day. And he was the first Gator to accomplish that feat this year. We'll chase Bozer back to first. Donay and Yost had 4-hit days on the season, but Lawson doing that yesterday was pretty special. He has now registered 23 multi-hit games on the season. Just his first in a Gator uniform. They'll chase Bozer back again. Gators wearing the gray pinstripe unis with Florida written across the chest in blue letters, outlined in that orange trim. Gators in the first base dugout. wearing the blue baseball caps like they just about always do. Shift is on for Lawson, and he punches one out to left field. Peltier drifting over towards the line. Looks like he'll have room, and he does. With those sunglasses on, looking up into the bright sky, he'll haul it in for out number 1.
Fly balls here, because the park is so small, that ball's a routine out. And here, that almost got to the warning track. So outfielders have to play extremely deep here because of the dimensions of the ballpark.
During batting practice today, the ball wasn't nearly traveling like it was the first 2 days of batting practice, but the wind is expected to turn here pretty shortly. It's like about 1:30, 2 o'clock, it would start blowing out. So we'll see if the Gators can wait long enough and then take advantage when that happens. It's a really weird-shaped field. It actually faces the southeast when it's all said and done, so the wind directions here are a little quirky. Here's Ty Evans. First pitch breaking ball to him is in there for strike 1. Evans trying to find it here in the regional. He's had so many big postseason at-bats, but he's just 1 for 8 in the 2 games so far this weekend. Big hole to the right side, and he tries to go that way, but misses a fastball, and he's quickly in an 0-2 hole. Second baseman Burris again plays on the shortstop side of the bag. Bozer a decent-sized lead. And here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's a swing and a miss. Came inside with a fastball, and Ty's struggles continue here in Conway.
I've rarely seen a hitter, Jeff, at this level that's as hot and cold as Ty is. Because when he's hot, he is red hot. But then when he goes cold for a little bit, and right now he's not seeing it at all.
Well, this guy went into yesterday's game 0 for his last 7, but Brody Donay broke out of that. We'll see if he can do it again here as he checks his swing on an inside fastball. The veteran Eddie Newsom is calling the balls and strikes today. Another guy from the SEC. Jeff Heads at first. James Albert, who has not umpired either of the first 2 games for the Gators, is out at second, and Alan Gorwitz, who the Gators had behind the plate yesterday, is over at third base. It's a 6-man umpiring crew. They rotate 2 on, 2 off, obviously, in each of the regional games, but Gators have had Jeff Head in all of their games, Eddie Newsom as well in all of the games. Here's a 1-0 to Donay. Runners going. Here comes the throw, and it is in time. They nailed him. A 1-hopper, but Burris got it right on the bag and just put the glove down. Bozer's foot swung right into it, and so much for the leadoff single as the Gators throw a 0 up on the scoreboard. We'll head to the bottom of the first as Pierce Coppola comes out to the mound, and we'll see how he does when we come back.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Paid for by FDOT.
Whether it happens on the pickleball court, the soccer field, or when stretching the limits of your yoga flexibility, injuries aren't convenient, but UF Health OrthoCare is. Now with locations in Gainesville and Ocala, our board-certified specialists provide the expertise you need to get moving again. Don't let a sprain, strain, or minor fracture keep you or your kids sidelined. Turn to UF Health OrthoCare. Visit ufhealth.org/orthocare locations for addresses and hours. Walk-ins welcome.
You're listening to University of Florida Baseball in the Conway Regional. Now back to Springs Brook Stadium.
Home half of the first, alongside Steve Russell, Jeff Cardozo here with you. Pierce Coppola out on the mound, and this is the defense behind him, brought to you by Father and Son Fence Supply. It's the same that it has been in the first 2 games here. Blake Sear in left, Hayden Yost in center, Ashton Wilson in right, Landon Stripling plays third, Bobby Bozer at second, Justin Nato and Brendan Lawson on the right side of the infield. Brody Donay once again behind the plate, and Coppola on the mound for Pierce. This is start and appearance number 7. 19 innings, just 9 hits allowed with 4 runs, 6 walks, 38 strikeouts. And teams have only hit 134 against him this year. He's 3-0 with a 1.86 earned run average. Thank you, Father and Son Fence Supply, for covering all of North Central Florida's fencing needs. Call 352-855-1106 to get your quote from Father and Son Fence Supply. Pola finishing up his warm-up tosses. If you have not tuned in either of the first 2 games, it's an all-turf batter's box. Everything else then in fair territory natural grass, so dirt, of course, on the mound and the infield. And just 320 down each of the lines, 365 in the gaps, and 390 to straightaway center field. And the Gators will now have to deal with Braden Burris, best hitting freshman in the entire country, will step into that right-handed batter's box. Got a bunt base hit to start things off on Friday night. He's squaring again and pulls it back on a fastball up and in for ball 1. Burris bounces out of the box and looks down at the third base coach, which is the head coach, Cliff Godwin. Burris comes in with a .391 batting average. Squares the bunt again, gets it down. Coppola has it, and his flip is in time this time. So it was a bang-bang play on Friday night. Burris beat it. Bang-bang play here tonight, and he does not beat it. Great play by Coppola, who flipped it with his glove over there.
All or nothing play. I thought when he bunted that ball, Jeff, that was a base hit. But Coppola got there and just from the glove flipped it, and they just nipped him.
And it got caught up in the end of the glove a little bit, so it slowed down the momentum. But luckily, it still had enough oomph on it to get over there and keep Burris off base. So that'll bring up Jack Herring, and the first pitch is all the way to the backstop with Coppola. Herring, right-handed hitter. He's a junior, hitting .305 on the year, 5 homers, 26 runs driven in. He has had a pretty special couple of games here in Conway, and he's going to get plunked with a fastball here. Coppola tried to come in with that and got him right on the front leg.
Early on, he's all over the place. Hopefully he'll get his control here.
Yeah, ECU's first 2 games somewhat weird. They scored 9 runs in the first 4 innings of the Gator game, but all of their runs came on the back end of the game in the game last night against Coastal. If the Gators can keep him off the board as the first lefty steps in, that's the 3-hole hitter Dixon Williams. And the first pitch to him is, off the plate on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Williams, a junior from Greenville, which is where ECU is located. 6'2", 210-pounder. He's their shortstop. And Coppola's first breaking ball to him is nowhere close. So it hasn't been the best here in the early going from Coppola at coming to home plate. Williams with 14 bombs on the year and 51 driven in. And Coppola misses wide badly for ball 3. And the last 2 have not even been close. So we'll see if Coppola can figure it out here. You would assume Williams is not swinging. He's not, but it doesn't matter. Fastball way off the plate. So a hit batter and a walk puts a couple of Pirates on base here in the first inning, and here comes Kevin O'Sullivan.
And that play that Coppola made on Burris is even bigger now, because that was a bang-bang play at first base. Could have been bases loaded. And, Kevin O'Sullivan understands there's no tomorrow. You got to win this game or you're done. So go out and try to fix him right now.
Coppola didn't have a walk in either of his last 2 starts, at Texas and against Alabama at home. Walked a couple in the first inning of that South Carolina start when he came back, but he'd been really good, especially with those 10 strikeouts against Alabama, where he was just dominating the strike zone. So we'll see if he can figure it out here and turn some things around. Coppola last year in the NCAA tournament made 2 starts, and they weren't the best. He threw 9 innings, gave up 8 hits and 8 runs with 6 walks and 17 strikeouts. Remember, one of those was against Kentucky in Omaha, where he struck out a ton of Wildcats that day. All right, now the cleanup man, John Collins, steps in, and he takes first pitch breaking ball inside for ball 1. Collins just 1 hit so far this weekend in the regional. He's 1 for 7. That came against the Gators in the Friday night game. Coppola looking out towards second now again, and he'll come to the plate and miss in with another fastball. So that's 7 straight that have not come across the strike zone.
If he swings, I would take a strike. I don't care if it's right down the pipe.
2-0 pitch is almost hit him way inside for ball 3. And the command here in the early going is not good, and you would think that the Gators would send somebody down the bullpen pretty quickly here. Been 8 straight balls, and there's finally a strike. Bottom part of the zone on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Collins was taken all the way, and he thought it was low. Collins has grounded into 3 double plays this year, and Gators are still just 1 swing away from getting out of this inning. Coppola can throw a strike. 3-1 pitch is perfect. Good pitch for strike 2, as it looked like Collins was taken the entire time. He never even offered at that ball. Well, he'll have to swing here as Coppola comes set. Here's a 3-2 pitch, and he got him. Chased a high fastball, so Collins didn't swing at the good ones, swung at the bad one, and that's a big strikeout to come all the way back.
You might look back on this game at the end, Jeff, and look at that at bat. Because if he walks him, bases loaded, 1 out. Instead, he comes back and gets him, and now they're 1 out from getting out of the inning.
And they'll have to get out senior Riley Johnson, left-handed hitter from Manassas, Virginia. Coppola's first pitch to him is way off the plate. Well, so he's struggling with arm side away. That's away to lefties, into righties. So I think at this point you don't even call that. You just call middle on the fastball and have him get it over the plate. And he misses again off the plate on that same side for ball 2. Johnson's 3 for 10 here in the regional, but he has not driven in a run. He's got a chance here in the early going with a couple of teammates on base, but now 2 outs. And the 2-0 from Coppola is in there for a strike. Came back again on the other side of the plate now and able to catch the strike zone. So at this point, at least for this inning, that's what he has to do. Long hold now, the 2-1. It's a bunt attempt. It's over Coppola's head, out to Bozer, who gets it, and everybody's going to be safe. Was not a good bunt, but it just got over Coppola's head, so Bozer had to come get it. It looked like maybe the easiest play would have been to go to second base, and he didn't.
I think if he looks where he is, he can tag second base. It's over Coppola's head, and he's right there, and could have come back to tag second base, but that's a hard play to make when you're coming forward like that. So base is loaded.
So an infield single on a poor bunt gets the bases loaded for ECU, and righty Colby Wallace coming to the plate. And the first pitch is up high on a breaking ball for ball 1. Wallace just 1 hit this weekend. Ended a 7-game hitting streak by not getting a hit in the game last night. Sophomore from North Carolina. Coppola ready. Breaking ball, and that misses in for ball 2. No score, and ECU threatening. We saw this a lot in the early going the other day. ECU loaded the bases in 3 of the first 4 innings against the Gators. Here's the 2-0, and it's perfect. Fastball right down the heart of the plate at 94 to get a strike onto the scoreboard. Wallace overall a .270 hitter with 10 homers. They've only got 3 guys in double-digit home runs. Not a powerful offensive team. And the 2-1 misses down and in for ball 3. So Coppola's already flirted with danger this inning, been able to get out of it. But now he's forced to throw a strike with the bases loaded and a 3-1 count. Here's the wind and pitch, and it's called strike 2 on the outer part of the plate to the righty, that part of the plate that he's been able to hit. So the biggest pitch of the inning coming right now as all the runners will get going. And Coppola will try to finish off Wallace. Here's the 3-2 pitch. See ya! Out of Baby Pierce. Froze Wallace at the plate. He does not get the bat off of his shoulder. And Coppola comes up with a couple of huge strikeouts. And the Pirates leave the bases loaded here in the first inning. We'll head to the second. No score from Conway.
Oh! It's college baseball season, and we're here to talk about it.
Every week, join Kyle Schasberger and me, David Kahn, as we deliver the best of college baseball.
We've got all the diamond talk you can imagine, with interviews from coaches, players, broadcasters, and more.
Plus, we'll give you our weekly rankings, hot takes, and a whole lot of fun.
Step into the batter's box, so let us deliver our best fastball.
Wherever you podcast by searching College Sports Now.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Where do babies come from?
Good luck, Dad. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Well, an action-packed first inning, but neither team is able to score, and we'll move to the second here in Conway. Beautiful ballpark here. Seats, at least the permanent seats, about 2,500 chairbacks that go from one end of the dugout to the other. They've got berms down each side of the ballpark. Very top of the berms, Adirondack chairs with umbrellas, and those are the seats that are taken before anything else. And then, of course, your normal berms with towels and blankets all laying out on the grass. And they've got a walkway that surrounds the entire ballpark.
I walked it, and it's a good view here. Very fan-friendly ballpark.
All right, Brody Donay back in the box, and the first pitch to him is a breaking ball that's just off the plate for ball 1. Donay was up there when Bozer was thrown out stealing, so he's already gotten to see the righty Lance Williams for a couple of pitches. Ready again, and there's another breaking ball. He swung and missed that one, even up the count at 1-1. Williams is, again, just a freshman. It's ready for the 1-1. It's a fastball to Donay, and he's a little late on it, fouling it off down the right field line. He's made 7 starts, made 2 starts down the stretch against South Florida, and then in the conference tournament against Charlotte. As Donay gets back in the box for the 1-2, it's a breaking ball. He spit on it, down in the dirt. The start in Tampa against South Florida was really good. He went 4 scoreless innings with a walk and 3 strikeouts. But the start against Charlotte in the conference tournament, just 2 innings where he gave up 2 hits and 3 runs. 2-2 pitch is a swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there, and Donay wasn't even close to it for out number 1.
Yeah, pitch up a little bit, but Donay just not seeing breaking balls particularly well.
So that'll get Blake Sear to the box. Sear's had a nice regional, homering in each of the first 2 games. As he steps in the box, takes a 93-mile-an-hour fastball off the plate for ball 1. Sear, a 3-hit day last night against Fairfield. Gets ready for the 1-0, and it's down low for ball 2 on another fastball. It was the first multi-hit game that Sear has had in the last 11 games. So you've just been getting single hits here and there, but really nice job yesterday. And the 2-0 is pop foul.
He swung out of his shoes at that.
Yeah.
He knew a fastball was coming and just missed it.
Both of his homers over the left center field wall, where there's a lot of people out there on that railing taking a look. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball is hit out that way again, but he got underneath it, and the wind's going to push that thing down, allowing the center fielder to drift over, and Johnson has it for the out.
I think if you're the Pirates, you get 4 out of him, as you mentioned, Jeff. I think they would be very, very happy. 4 effective innings, they'd be very happy.
Yeah, it's the longest he's gone in any of his starts. He also went 4 innings in just his second start of his collegiate season. That was against Coastal, and he went 4 scoreless innings where he struck out 5 in that game. Here's Hayden Yost. First pitch breaking ball to him is low and off the plate for ball 1. Yosty has not been the mosty of late, just 4 for his last 31 as he steps into that left-handed batter's box, and he swings and misses on an off-speed pitch. So that'll even up the count at 1-1. Yost hitless on Friday night against these guys. Takes a slider in there for strike 2, and then finally got his first hit of the regional in his last at-bat yesterday. Broke that 0 for 7 start here in Conway, and also drove in a run. He's ready for the 1-2, and it's off the plate on a breaking ball. So that'll even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No score here in the second inning. Gators the visitors after being the home team against the Pirates the other night. 2-2 pitch inside for ball 3. There's only 12 rows of those chairback seats in the main section. They've got a little special section down below that's got a couple of rows as well. So those are the bougie seats right behind home plate. 3-2, he got him. Swing and a miss, came back with that slider, and the freshman is pitching well. Struck out 3 of the last 4 Gators and retires Florida in order here in the second. We'll go to the bottom half. No score here in Conway.
Gator fans, are you tired of boring beers that are as exciting as a sack bun? It's time to shock your world. The new look Shock Top Belgian White is as smooth as a double play and hits harder than a Gator Grand Slam. Brewed with real orange peels and coriander, Shock Top Belgian White is unfiltered like your trash talk and will take you to a way out world with every sip. A new look with the same great taste. Smooth and refreshing and ready to play ball. Shock Top Belgian White. Shock your world. Shock Top Belgian White, Portland, Oregon. Please drink responsibly. 21 and up.
Hey Gator fans, being a part of Gator Nation means no matter where you go, you and your pets are part of the Gator family. That's where Pet Paradise comes in. At each resort, their pet-obsessed staff is ready to help your pet feel right at home. New customers can try Pet Paradise for free with 1 free stay or play reservation, which includes a day of camp or a night of boarding. At Pet Paradise, boarding, grooming, daycare, and training are all under one roof. Score big with complete pet care for Gator Nation at Pet Paradise.
16 SEC championships. This is University of Florida Baseball.
Bottom of the second, no score. A little after lunchtime here on a Sunday afternoon. If you still want some dinner plans and you don't feel like going out to eat, well, you can cook at home. Head over to Publix back home, and they got everything that you need for not only cooking at home, but for tailgating throughout the summer. Publix has great food and drink, keep you chomping and cheering all game long. Publix is the official supermarket of the Florida Gators. So Coppola back to work. He threw 24 pitches in that very wish-washy first inning. Only 9 of them were strikes. Hit a guy, walked a guy, gave up a bunt single, but struck out 2 hitters and was able to hang a 0. So now he'll face the bottom 3 hitters in the order, and maybe the hottest guy in this whole regional steps to the plate in Austin Irby, and the first pitch to him is nowhere close for ball 1. Irby, the left-handed hitting first baseman. Gets ready and takes that one up high for ball 2. He's got 11 homers now. He came in to this regional with 8. So even my bad math knows that means he's hit 3 here this weekend.
7 hits total.
Yeah, 7 for 10 as Coppola misses inside for ball 3 to him. Couple of homers, couple doubles, 5 ribbies. Coppola's 3-0 is not close. So leadoff walk, and here we go again with ECU base runners.
Well, and what this also does, you have a guy out there who's still trying to come back from a serious injury, so he's not going to throw a lot of pitches, and these walks are really increasing his pitch count, and that's going to tax the bullpen if this continues.
Yeah, you just had hoped that he'd be able to come after these hitters. All right, Alex Peltier comes up to the plate. You know he's going to bunt because he can't hit. And he takes strike 1 right down the middle. He squared and pulled it back. I'm not sure why. That was a really easy pitch to bunt. Peltier is just a 201 hitter with 2 homers and 11 ribbies in 60 games. Squares again, pulls it back, and of course he's going to line it back up the middle for a single. Right back where it came from. Yost tried to come get it and he couldn't. And that is perfect execution right there by a guy that has not hit all year long.
More than any other team Florida has played this year, in my opinion, this team does little things like that. Push bunts, bunting in different counts, bunting, pulling it back. They do little things to try to generate their offense.
So that'll get the 9-hole hitter Walker Barron to the plate, and you would expect a bunt from him. He does square, gets it down hard, right at Stripling, but the only play will be to first, and it's a bad throw. Lawson can't handle it. And the issues again for the Gators defensively have really reared their ugly head as Stripling continues to struggle over there at third.
Well, small ball again. Sacrifice good. He gets credited for that. And you have to make this throw. He wasn't rushed, had plenty of time, just threw it in the dirt.
He set his feet a couple of times and then just did not make a good throw. So now you've got the top of the order, a really good hitter in Burris, and nobody out for ECU. Coppola ready. First pitch breaking ball is in there for strike 1. That's the first breaking ball he's landed for a strike so far in the entire game. Burris tried to bunt his way on. Coppola made a nice play and got him out when he faced him last inning. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball again. That one just off the plate. And we'll even up the count at 1-1. Burris has only driven in 30 this year from the leadoff spot. 1-1 pitch, fastball fouled straight back. He was right on it.
Pitch to hit there. That ball was middle of the plate.
So Coppola does get ahead. Burris does have a lot of speed. As he gets back in the box, the pitch way off the plate. Coppola really tried to hump up on that one and he missed. Billy Barlow's out tossing for the Gators. Out in the bullpen. No score, but ECU trying to change that here in the bottom of the second. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, little flare out to right. Wilson trying to get there, and he won't. He just stuck out his bat on a breaking ball down in the dirt, and it bloops in there to give ECU the first run of the game.
But give him credit for doing that. Somehow he found a way. He's a pesky leadoff guy because he can run, he can bunt, and here on a good pitch by Coppola, he spoils it.
Wilson did everything he could to try to come in and get it. Just unable to make that happen. So bases stay loaded. Still nobody out for Jack Herring, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. Coppola's first pitch breaking ball is down in the turf for ball 1. Got a lefty on deck and a 3-hole hitter, Dixon Williams. And a righty after that. They do a good job of alternating in the lineup. There's a good breaking ball. And Herring lays off of it, even up the count at 1-1. Herring 6 for 10 here in the regional with a couple of ribbies, including 2 hits against the Gators on Friday. Fastball here, gets away from Donay, all the way to the backstop, and that's just a brutal job by Brody Donay. A ball he should have caught on the inner part of the plate, bounces off of his glove, and ECU gets another run.
Those are the kind of mistakes, obviously, you cannot make. And he's trying to do what he can do, but not only the bat, but we've talked about it, Jeff, the defense of Luke Heyman is certainly missed.
Ball did not hit the turf. He just didn't have his glove right. So it's 2-0. Here's a little blooper out to right again, but curving foul, thankfully, and will bounce onto the berm. So that'll even up the count at 2-2. Yeah, that's obviously a huge loss for Luke Heyman, and the Gators were without the other guys for a good part of the year, at least Jones and Curlin, and then Shelton goes down, made it hard. First 2-2 pitch, and it's a swing and a miss. So he chased a fastball, big strikeout there as Coppola gets his third. But you were able to then at least deal with missing Shelton. Bozer went to short, but then they tried Lawson at third. He was not good over there. Then they said, okay, well, let's get him back over there, get Stripling out there, and Stripling hasn't been very good either defensively. So those injuries certainly affected the bat, but I think more defensively than anything else. Here's a 3-hole hitter, and he'll take a breaking ball for strike 1. Williams walked his first time up. He never even saw a strike. 4-pitch walk. 14 homers on the year for him. Good hitter. Does not have much of an arm at short, but he can certainly hit. 0-1 pitch is a fastball up high. Even things up at 1-1. And we'll see what happens here, but if Coppola can get Williams out without a run scoring, then that pass ball is even bigger. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball right through there for strike 2. Good pitch. And Williams did not offer at it. Coppola could certainly use a strikeout. And we'll see if he can get it here. Williams has struck out 45 times on the year. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and he got him. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Williams can't get it, so back-to-back strikeouts here, and Coppola's up to 4 of those now.
Good job. And again, you limit damage. You cannot have a 4, 5, 6 run inning, and he's 1 out away from keeping the Gators in it.
That's again where that pass ball is huge, because now you'd have 2 outs with the bases loaded and only 1 in. Instead, it's second and third for John Collins, who struck out his first time up. He chased a high fastball. First pitch is just off the plate on a 94-mile-an-hour heater for ball 1. So 2-0 ECU. None of their hits have been hard. 2 soft liners here this inning as that breaking ball floats in for a strike. And then a bunt single in the first inning. They have not nearly hit the ball as hard as they did the other night. Here comes a 1-1, and it's a little high. Collins didn't chase it. They tried to get it up there above the letters. So Collins at least learned his lesson. Middle infielders back. Lawson way off the bag at first as that breaking ball gets in there for a strike. So good job by Coppola, and that evens up the count at 2-2 with 2 outs here in inning number 2. 2 already in for ECU.
Fastball up. We'll see.
Big fella comes set. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled straight back. It was a fastball, but down.
Yeah. Middle of the plate, too. Got away with that.
50th pitch already for Coppola. As he tries to get a big strikeout here to end the inning. Here's the 2-2 again. He doesn't chase up. on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. First base is open. We've got a lefty on deck. That was the guy with a bunt single. But Coppola would just love to get Collins here and get back in the dugout. Here's the 3-2. See ya! Got him on a breaking ball. So the pass ball was, in fact, huge. Gave ECU an extra run because after that happened, 3 consecutive strikeouts by Coppola to end the inning. And ECU will strand 2 more. So they've left 5 over the first 2 innings of the game. We head to the third. It's 2-0 Pirates.
College softball season is in full swing, and we're just the ones to talk about it. Join me, former Florida Gators All-American Amanda Lorenz, and my co-host, Jenna Becerra, every week as we deliver the latest in college softball on the D1 Softball Podcast. We've got all the latest, whether it is in the circle or in the batter's box. We have interviews with coaches, players, and more. We'll go through the week's top 25 poll and give our insights, as well as our plays, wins, and whiffs of the week. Let us get you in the know on all things college softball. Listen on d1softball.com and the Varsity Network app.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Well, we've completed a couple of innings, and just like the other day, ECU with an early lead. And ECU this year, when scoring first, 27-6 on the season. So they have done a good job of working out from front and maintaining that lead. We'll see if the Gators can creep back in it here after giving up a couple in the bottom part of the second. So we'll start the third, hand things over to Steve Russell.
Okay, Jeff, thank you. Ashton Wilson leads things off, 1 for 7 in the series. The righty's wind and pitch is right through there on a fastball for strike 1. Wilson's average at 221. 0-1, fastball, strike 2. Got a funny arm slot, kind of a slinger. And it's hard to pick up sometimes, I think especially for righties. 0-2, swing and a miss, he got him on a fastball.
Yeah, it's a confident freshman right here. He's not scared by any means, just getting it, coming right at these Gator hitters. The slider's been an effective pitch, and the fastball with some movement on it up to 94.
Landon Stripling now. He too is 1 for 7 in the series. First pitch to him is a breaking ball, strike. He's got it going now. Getting ahead of hitters. He's throwing both his breaking stuff and his fast stuff for strikes. 0-1, strike 2, fastball inside corner. Stripling 256 on the year. 0-2, swinging a fly to left center field, and it's going to be in there for a hit. A diving attempt. He's going to try for second. Here's the throw. It's not in time. So Stripling with a 1-out double.
Really nice swing there by Stripling. So again, tried to come back with the 0-2 fastball. Again, Stripling learned his lesson from the last time. Nice inside-out swing, and luckily that ball just kept tailing away from the center fielder. Johnson got a great jump on it, did everything he could to try to get it. Fortunately, just out of his reach.
Justin Nadeau now. He's got 3 hits in the series. He's 3 for 8. From the stretch, first pitch to Nadeau is inside, 1-0. Now the 1-0. Swing, ground ball, foul on a breaking ball. Jammed him. Coastal Carolina is waiting in the wings, and they are in the catbird seat because somebody's got to beat them twice. One. Breaking ball. Misses away. 2-1. If you're East Carolina and Florida, you can't worry about the game tonight. You got to win this one or you go home. Swing, line drive, right center field. That's going to go down for a hit, and the Gators will score a run. So just like that, it's a 2-1 game.
And the bottom part of the order making that happen. So great job by Stripling and Nadeau. And it's just amazing how things all of a sudden change. It was an 0-2 count on Stripling really quick. And then he gets the good swing on the double. And then Nadeau comes in, gets a ball right out over the plate, and it's a nice swing on it. And just like that, the Gators answer.
Bobby Bozer now, he had a base hit his first time. Good series for him. He's got 6 hits. It's a good response by the Gators after the Pirates score a couple in the second. Pitch to Bozer. Swing and a miss on a good breaking ball there. Oh, 0-1. A little low, 1-1. Nadeau's got 7 steals in 10 tries. They throw to first, and he gets back. Long hold. Now the 1-1 is a strike on the outside corner. One-two is a bomb. Left center field is the park. Hold it. It does. He just missed it. And the wind blowing, and I thought it was out when he hit it, but he just didn't quite get the barrel on it.
Yeah, I think his off the end, a breaking ball, got through it, put a good swing on it, just couldn't do what he needed to do and barrel that thing up.
There's no doubt the Park's playing bigger today, at least so far. Here's Brendan Lawson, fly to left his first time. Throw to first, runner back. 2-1, ECU here in the third. Again, a throw to first base. A lot of times this year, Florida has employed a delayed steal. Pitch, swing on a pop-up, right field. It's near the track, but the ballpark's going to hold it as he catches it right on the warning track. But the Gators get a run on 2 hits, leave 1 through 2.5. ECU 2, Florida 1.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
Gator Nation, this season it's time to act for the greater good. UF and GFL are making great strides to reduce our footprint, and you can help. Recyclable and compostable paper products, cups, straws, and food waste receptacles are available at the stadium. Look for the signs and put it in the right can, Greener Gator fan. Think green as you cheer on the orange and blue. Call GFL at 1-800-535-9533 or visit us at gflenv.com. GFL, green for life.
14 College World Series appearances. This is University of Florida Baseball.
Circle K, proud to sponsor Florida Gator Baseball strikeouts this season. Get out to Florida Ballpark with Circle K and take it easy. We're going to take it easy because we're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Gator Baseball on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield. Pushing all the buttons for us is Baron Easterling, our producer, alongside Jeff Cardozo. I'm Steve Russell. Thanks for tuning in to Gator Baseball in a game the Gators must win or their season will end. Here's Coppola back out there. He faces center fielder Riley Johnson, who had a base hit his first time. He's 4 for 11 in the series. Wind and pitch is a fastball. That's ball one. So Coppola now over 50 pitches. 1-0, high ball 2. Almost hit him. Wow. He had squared to bunt and then had to pull the bat back.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I mean, maybe it's from the windup what's messing him up, because first 7 pitches out of the windup these last 2 innings have not even been close.
3-0 here. There's a strike, 3-1. High ball 4. Coppola walked 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and now 1 here in the third, but he's been behind in the count a lot today. And he's gotten away with it for the most part. Here's Colby Wallace, who struck out looking his first time, and he's struggling, just 1 hit in the series. Squares to bunt and takes ball 1. See, to me, why would you give up an out when he's struggling to throw a strike?
Well, I think it's probably just what they're doing to move the defense around, then slash again like they did last time.
Yep. Takes ball 2. Yeah, he squared, pulled it back, and was ready to hit. Here comes Kevin O'Sullivan. That's it for Pierce Coppola. So he does not last the 3rd inning. So a Meldon Law call to the bullpen will tell you who's coming in after these messages on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on Sirius XM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 25.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Gators make a Meldon Law call to the bullpen. A right-hander comes out.
It'll be Billy Barlow, the hometown boy. He's from Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, so 15, 20 minutes away from where the team is staying. So a lot of family and friends here. Barlow on the year, making his 22nd overall appearance. He's made 7 starts, 1-4 record with a 5.67 earned run average. In 46 innings, he's given up 52 hits with 23 walks and 46 strikeouts. Barlow has given up 7 homers so far this year. Last time we saw Barlow on the mound was against South Carolina. So it's been about 11 or 12 days. 3 2/3, 4 hits allowed with a run, 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. And threw against Bama to finish up the regular season. Before that, just 2/3 of an inning where he gave up 3 runs with 3 hits and 2 strikeouts. He got the loss that day, only threw 20 pitches and wasn't very good. So he's got to be good here, certainly, and just throw some strikes. Been the issue for the Gators here in the early going.
And again, he will inherit a 2-ball, no-strike count on Wallace. Just as you watch ECU, they do a lot of little small ball things to try to generate their offense. They have hit 72 homers. But here comes Wallace. Two-1 game. Pirates lead here in the third. Squares to bunt again and takes strike 1. Man, Stripling is just about to the point he can shake hands with the hitter. He's really charging. Does not square. Runner goes. Pitch ground ball is going to get through. And the runner slips and falls. What a break for Florida. He was going to go to third base. That time, the second baseman, Nato, was going to cover, and he hit the ball right where he was.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, too. Nato tried to turn and change direction because that ball was hit somewhat up the middle. It wasn't a great job of hitting to the right side, but he still did his job, and Nato almost had enough time to stop the momentum, turn back, dove for it, just couldn't come up with it. And it was fortunate that runner slipped going around the bag, or it could have been worse.
Austin Irby now walked and scored his first time. Cliff Godwin talking to him. You have a guy bunt that's got 7 hits in the series. And he's a lefty. But he does have 7 sacrifices. Not squaring, takes strike 1. They have 55 sacrifices on the season.
Yeah, that's what they do.
There's about 6 teams that don't add to that. 0-1 is a foul ball and a high breaking ball, and he did something. He's trying to walk off, maybe hit him.
Yeah, got a piece of him.
Barlow got away with a high breaking ball there. But he's ahead in the count 0-2. All right, Herbie trying to shake it off. He does. This part of the lineup has scored their 2 runs. The 7 and 8 hole hitters. Barlow stretching 0-2. Didn't chase high, 1-2.
Family, I think, took a wrong turn. Look, 4 different guys were in Florida State gear.
Yeah.
Wrong stadium.
Long hole by Barlow, 1-2. Breaking ball to right center field. Is going to fall for a hit. And they're going to score a run and have runners at first and third. It's 3-1.
That guy's a really good hitter. 8 hits now in the regional. He doubled up on breaking balls, so they went back to it again, and he's just too good of a hitter to do that. A lot of the plate, even though it was somewhat down, he recognized it right away and put a really good swing on it.
And right away, the Gators get activity in their bullpen because, again, you got to win this game or go home.
Yeah, it's Jake Clemente starting to throw now already.
Think about that. Florida's closer is getting up here in the third. Here's Alex Peltier, who singled his first time. But he is just a 2-and-change hitter, and you would think he'd be bunting here. Now with first and third, maybe not. He does not square, slashes one foul near the Gator dugout. So think about that, folks. You already have your closer throwing now, because again, no tomorrow. Oh, 1. Now he squares. The ball is down. That's what I thought they might do. Push bunt with him to get a run in. You got to be on your toes defensively when you play these guys because they do a lot of different things small ball wise. And again, he's hitting .207. He does have 2 homers. 1-1. Swings and hits it to right field. And this ball slicing, and it's going to be a fair ball. It's not caught. It's rolling around in the corner, and they're going to score another run. As Wilson could not get to it. The ball kept slicing away from him, and they get another run.
Yeah, just a ball that doesn't go the Gators' way. It just barely stayed fair, completely going away. That's what a ball off a right-handed bat does down that line. Wilson did everything he could to try to get there, but again, there's no room to keep running, so that's where the wall juts. So instead of running through the ball like you would and probably make a catch, he had to slide, and when he slid, he lost all the momentum and then wasn't able to get it.
Well, this is a big moment in the game. It's 4-1, and Kevin O'Sullivan's gone to the mound to remove an ineffective Billy Barlow. So another Meldon Law called the bullpen. We'll tell you who it is after these messages on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
Gators fans, it's not just baseball season, it's backyard season. And just like a strong infield keeps the runs in check, a great fence keeps your home protected and looking sharp. At Father & Son Fence Supply, we proudly serve the North Florida community with the same values found on the diamond: hard work, reliability, and trust. Whether you're building from scratch or upgrading your home turf, call the team that's always on defense at 352-797-2489 or visit us online at fatherandsonfencesupply.com. Father & Son Fence Supply, where family values meet exceptional craftsmanship.
To all our Gator baseball fans listening in, stay in the game and play by the rules. Put down your phone and set aside all other distractions. One text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving around the entire diamond with your eyes closed. To win while driving, you must focus. Put it down and focus on driving to arrive alive. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
You're listening to University of Florida Baseball in the Conway Regional. Now back to Springs Brook Stadium.
Well, partner, it's do or die here.
Yeah.
And obviously, Kevin O'Sullivan thinks so because they're going to bring in closer Jake Clemente.
And obviously, he hasn't thrown yet this weekend, so you're not going to save him to the end of the game. This is a spot where the game gets out of hand. You got no chance of coming back anyway, so you do everything possible in the early going to then allow your team to come back offensively, limit as much damage as you can. So Marlowe comes in, gives up a couple of singles and a double, and his return home wasn't necessarily the greatest. So now you're stuck second and third, and Clemente having to come in and really shut things down, and he has been really good this year. As all of you listening know, this will be his 21st appearance, 2-1 with 7 saves and a 3.38 earned run average. In 50 innings, he has only walked 25 while striking out 74. And for Clemente, he has, over his last 7 outings, only given up 1 earned run. And that's multiple innings in each of those. So that's how special he's been. And we'll see if he can get some big outs here. Still nobody out in the inning.
And I think the obvious thing is he's a former starter. So it isn't like he's the typical closer who, pitches an inning or two. He can be extended. But the team loving this is Coastal Carolina because, if you would think you'd have to use Clemente if they don't come back to keep the game where it is. But, again, East Carolina's got a chance to score more here. The 9-hole hitter, Walker Barron, reached on an error his first time. Gators play the infield up at the corners, back in the middle. Clemente will go from the windup. First pitch, hits him.
Well, that was the one guy you thought he could go after maybe because he is the 9-hole hitter. And that fastball just completely came out of his hand the wrong way.
Well, now you have a pesky hitter. Leadoff man Braden Burris, who's tapped to the mound and had an RBI hit. He's got 4 hits in the series. This is danger time. This is maybe the game here in this inning. Gators down 3 already, and they had the bases loaded and no one out. Again, they play up at the corners, back to turn 2 in the middle. Stretched by Clemente, and the pitch is a high breaking ball, ball 1. Kind of a quiet crowd. You'd think East Carolina's fans would be kind of pumped, but it's quiet. 1-0, ball 2. And he's struggling. He's been nowhere close his first 3 pitches. Would you take a strike here?
No.
Okay. Ball 3. I would have, not because it's ball 3, but because that's what they do.
Yeah, I just think he's such a good hitter. He's your best hitter, so fastball's coming in that count. And you get ready to hit it.
You're going to take this one, that's for sure. 3-0 is a strike, 3-1. Big spot in this game, and we're only in the 3rd inning. Line drive left field. It's going to fall for a hit. They're going to score 1 run. They had to see if the ball would be caught. So a good hitter gets a hit. Another run. The bases stay loaded.
And another ball that was almost caught. Sear got over there to try to get it, and then he kind of pulled up. If he dives there, he probably catches it, but also you're risking diving and not catching it and clearing the bases. I just don't think he got the best jump on that ball.
Jack Herring now hit by a pitch and struck out. But now the lefty faces a righty in a 5-1 game. Clemente's pitch is good, a strike. Again, the Gators up at the corners, back in the middle. They play Herring to hit late in the outfield. Shaded to left center field. 0-1. Swing, ground ball down the third base line for a hit. 1 run in, 2 runs in. They're going to have runners at second and third on a slap hit to left field.
Well, again with Stripling, it's a well-placed ball, but you're limited defensively with what you have to do. So he's got to play even with the bag on everything. And he was playing too far off the bag there. If he's playing a normal third base, that ball's right to him. And just because of the things that are limited with the range and everything else that's going on, you're in a bind, and it obviously is a hit for East Carolina because of it.
7-1 now. Still no one out. Dixon Williams has walked and struck out. Again, he's a lefty. Clemente's pitch, swing and a miss on a breaking ball. 7 runs, 8 hits, and a 5-run inning here for the Pirates in the third. Oh, 1. Check swing, but it's a strike. 0-2. From the stretch, the 0-2. Swinging a fister. Foul. He jammed him, but he spoiled it. Again, an 0-2 pitch coming. Here it is. It's a flare to second. This time Nato's going to catch it, and no advance. So a good jam job by Clemente gets an out.
Yeah, he's pitching fine. Just the unfortunate on the last one, and then the one before that, Sear not being able to get it. So just got to limit it again. Do what you can. Keep making those quality pitches.
Now the Gators bring the entire infield up. As the DH John Collins hits, he's been up twice and struck out twice. Once swinging, once looking. Clemente's pitch is down low, ball 1. .281 hitter with 6 homers. 1-0. Ball 2. Thrown 2 breaking balls. Clemente wants a new baseball and is granted one. Big spot here. 2-0. Ball 3. He's thrown him 3 breaking balls, none of them for strikes. Nobody throwing in Florida's bullpen either. 3-0. A strike at the bottom part of the zone, a fastball. Obviously, they think they can get Collins out with breaking stuff. But now a 3-1 pitch is a strike. 3-2 at the bottom of the zone.
Yeah, it was a good breaking ball that time. So with first base open, then we're going to give in.
And should. 3-2. Strike 3 called. He never swung. That's a terrible at bat, but a great job by Clemente coming back from 3-0 to get the strikeout.
Yeah, huge, especially because it's your cleanup hitter, and you expect that where the offense would. He just completely fooled him. He came in with a fastball when everything else had been away, and he wasn't ready for it.
Well, you still got to get Riley Johnson, a lefty, who singled and walked. Pitch to him, swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Oh, 1. Swinging a pop-up. This should get the Gators out of the inning. Sear in, makes the catch. But a big inning for East Carolina. They put up 5, but at least Clemente limits further damage. Through 3, Gators trail 7-1.
Play ball! It's college baseball season, and we're here to talk about it.
Every week, join Kyle Schassberger and me, David Kahn, as we deliver the best of college baseball.
We've got all the diamond talk you can imagine, with interviews from coaches, players, broadcasters, and more.
Plus, we'll give you our weekly rankings, hot takes, and a whole lot of fun.
Step into the batter's box and let us deliver our best fastball.
Wherever you podcast by searching College Sports Now.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Where do babies come from?
Good luck, Dad. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Whether it happens on the soccer field, pickleball court, or when stretching the limits of your yoga flexibility, injuries are not convenient. But UF Health Ortho Care is. Now with locations in Gainesville and Ocala, visit ufhealth.org/orthocare for locations, addresses, and hours. Well, Gators have work to do, but it's early. Only in the 4th, as they trail 7-1, 3-4-5 up against the righty Lance Williams. Now, Jeff, if this was poker, Sully's all in.
Has to be. You know how anxious everybody is and what you need to do. I mean, fortunate part is Gators put up a bunch of runs yesterday, so it's a fact of trying to peck your way back into this thing. Hopefully you don't have big swings.
Ty struck out his first time. Takes ball 1 here. He's just 1 for 10 in the series. (1-0). Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. The wind, the 1-1. Is a little inside, 2-1. They play him straight away. 2-1. Swinging a fly ball, center field. Wind is holding it up. It goes to right center field. It's caught. Now Brody Donay struck out his first time. He's just 2 for 11 in the series. The righty's first pitch is a strike on the outside corner. (0-1). Swinging a foul. Boy, he had a pitch to hit there, and he just missed it. 0-2. Fastball up. The right-hander's 0-2. Strike 3 called. Fastball down the middle.
Yeah, he obviously was expecting something different. I mean, we saw with the cleanup hitter last inning, Collins wasn't expecting fastball in the inner part of the plate, so he just watched it and just reared back and painted the corner perfectly with that.
Blake Sear fly to center his first time. First pitch to him. Swing, line, foul, left side. Kind of a hanging breaking ball. In enough, though, where he couldn't barrel it up. Kind of a quiet crowd today. And there are a lot of ECU fans here. 0-1 is outside.
Yeah, I think what we saw the other day, though, was Coastal was playing after, and fans were already here and in the stands because of the session ticket, so they were all rooting for ECU because they wanted the 2-seed Florida to lose.
1-1, swing and a miss. It's true, though.
Yeah, I think they'd rather probably Coastal face Florida than ECU.
Sears average 252. 1-2, swing and a foul to the screen. That fastball was at 95. His fastest pitch today. Again, a 1-2 on the way. It's a slow roller to third, fielded, throw across, is in time. Gators go 1-2-3 in the fourth through 3.5. ECU 7, Florida 1.
Whether it happens on the pickleball court, the soccer field, or when stretching the limits of your yoga flexibility, injuries aren't convenient, but UF Health OrthoCare is. Now with locations in Gainesville and Ocala, our board-certified specialists provide the expertise you need to get moving again. Don't let a sprain, strain, or minor fracture keep you or your kids sidelined. Turn to UF Health OrthoCare. Visit ufhealth.org/orthocare locations for addresses and hours. Walk-ins welcome.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Paid for by FDOT.
Home of the 2017 National Champions. This is University of Florida Baseball.
Make sure and download the Chevron app and get 25 cents off per gallon on your next 5 visits at participating stations when you join. Make sure and fuel up on savings. Well, the Gators need some fuel to get some runs. Jake Clemente, in case you're just tuning in, the Gator closer is in the game now after Pierce Coppola and reliever Billy Barlow did not get the job done. Colby Wallace will hit. Struck out single. He's got 2 hits in the series. Got 10 homers and a .272 average. Clemente's wind and pitch is a ground ball. Third. Throw across is in time.
Well, there again, we're Stripling plays even with the bag, so it tries to eliminate hops, do different things. Still ended up having to take that one on a short hop, and then he sets his feet for a couple of steps. Luckily, a better throw that time than what we saw earlier.
Now Austin Irby walked and scored, singled, drove in a run and scored. 8 hits in the regional. Pitch to him is a fastball strike. Clemente's fastball at 95.
Come on, Irby!
0-1, breaking ball to left. Sear going back. This ball is going to be out. Well, with no wind blowing, that ball just kept carrying and landed in the Pirate bullpen. It's 8-1.
The dude's a really good hitter, and he's hitting 7-hole. So just a heck of a weekend for him. 3 homers already now in the regional. And just took a pitch up in the zone and went the other way with it. He did that last night in the Coastal game as well.
And here's a guy who's been kind of a pest, Alex Peltier, who is barely hitting his weight. But today he's singled and scored, doubled in a run and scored. Our new score, 8-1 now. This pitch is taken for a strike. Squared the bunt. 0-1. Now the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Swing, ground ball, short. Bozer has it, throw across, just got it. Two outs for the 9-hole hitter, catcher Walker Barron. Reached on an error, hit by a pitch and scored. Clemente is ready. His pitch is a ball. "1-0 is ball 2. Now, swinging a foul right side. "2-1 is a strike, 2-2. "2-2 from Clemente. Little chopper to third. Throw across is in time. But a solo homer gives the Pirates another run. Through 4, they lead 8-1.
Hey Gator fans, being a part of Gator Nation means no matter where you go, you and your pets are part of the Gator family. That's where Pet Paradise comes in. At each resort, their pet-obsessed staff is ready to help your pet feel right at home. New customers can try Pet Paradise for free with one free stay or play reservation, which includes a day of camp or a night of boarding. At Pet Paradise, boarding, grooming, daycare, and training are all under one roof. Score big with complete pet care for Gator Nation at Pet Paradise.
Gator fans, are you tired of boring beers that are as exciting as a sack bun? It's time to shock your world. The new look Shock Top Belgian White is as smooth as a double play and hits harder than a Gator Grand Slam. Brewed with real orange peels and coriander, Shock Top Belgian White is unfiltered like your trash talk and will take you to a way out world with every sip. A new look with the same great taste. Smooth and refreshing and ready to play ball. Shock Top Belgian White. Shock your world. Shock Top Belgian White, Portland, Oregon. Please drink responsibly. 21 and up.
39 appearances in the NCAA tournament, including 16 in a row. This is University of Florida Baseball.
8 runs, 9 hits, no errors for East Carolina. A run, 3 hits, an error for the Gators. As we begin play in the top of the 5th, a lot of credit to their starter, Lance Williams, who's gone 4 really good innings and really gave that pitching staff a much-needed boost because they were hammered last night by Coastal Carolina. We move to the 5th. Back to the play-by-play. Here's Jeff.
All right, Steve, thank you. Yeah, he's only a freshman, too, and if he gets 1 out here in the inning, it'll be the longest that he has gone his entire collegiate career. 7 starts before coming into this one, and longest he's gone was 4 innings in 2 of those starts. So he'll face Yost, Wilson, and Stripling. Start off the 5th for the Gators, down 7 runs. So the Gators were down 9-0 through 4 innings yesterday as Yost steps in and pops one up mile high right side of the infield. Burris will drift out. Now the shortstop coming over, and Williams just took it from him. He took that ball in front of the second baseman. There was really no need to go that far.
No, and unless there was a communication we don't know about, but he looked like he was camped under it at second base.
But it's what you're supposed to do. If the shortstop calls it, you bail. Williams, a good defensive player. 6 straight retired now by the freshman, who is now gone that career best 4 1/3. Here's Ashton Wilson. Wilson struck out his first time up, and he takes a fastball right down the middle for strike 1 here. Normally, that's a pitch that Wilson goes after. First pitch fastballs. Batting average down to 219 now, as he tries to go the other way with this one, but Herring in right field will drift in just a few steps and make an easy catch for out number 2.
And I think the thing, too, with Williams, Jeff, is he's been ahead of the hitters all day long. He's not walking anybody. So his pitch count has stayed down to allow him to stay in the game.
Yeah, only 56 pitches through the first 4 innings. And only 3 pitches here this inning as Landon Stripling steps in. First pitch to him is off the plate on a backdoor breaker. Stripling doubled out into the left center field gap. Took an 0-2 fastball and inside outed it the other way. And then Justin Nadeau singled behind him to give the Gators their only run. This one a pop-up right behind the plate. Barron will shed his mask, head over towards the netting, and catch it right before he runs into it. So an easy 1-2-3 inning for Williams as he sets the Gators down in just 5 pitches. And we're already halfway through this one with the Gators season on the line. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 8-1 ECU.
Hi there, I'm Coach Steve Spurrier and a proud Campus USA Credit Union member. This year, Campus USA is celebrating their 90th birthday. That's 90 years of serving the Gator Nation. Campus supports the Gators and our community. All UF students, faculty, staff, and alumni are eligible for Campus USA Credit Union membership. So what are you waiting for? Become a member and join the party. Join today at campuscu.com. Insured by the NCUA.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
You're listening to University of Florida Baseball in the Conway Regional. Now back to Springs Brook Stadium.
Well, yesterday this song helped the Gators get going, so maybe history will repeat itself, although Jake Clemente's got to go out, get some outs before the Gator offense will get back into that batter's box. Clemente has thrown a couple of innings of relief so far. Had to come in and deal with a lot of damage from 3 hitters Billy Barlow faced. Barlow ends up going no innings, 3 hits, 3 runs allowed, all earned. And then Clemente, on a couple of weakly hit balls, ends up giving a run, but then a solo homer last inning. So Clemente in his 2 innings has given up 3 hits and 2 runs on the 10 hitters that he has faced. And he'll start things with the top of the order here in righty Braden Burris. And a first pitch breaking ball is a good one in there for strike 1. Burris tried to bunt his way on his first time. Coppola made a nice play and got him out, but back-to-back singles where he has driven in runs his next 2 at-bats. There's a breaking ball, and he went around on a check swing, says Jeff Head, for strike 2. Burris did not agree, so now Cliff Godwin's going to call time and slow things back down, get him to regroup here. Godwin's veteran head coach. It's an East Carolina program that has made 7 regional championships and those wins, over 35 total. But they have never been to Omaha. 35 regional appearances, and that's the most out of anybody in Division I baseball to have not made the College World Series. So a consistent program. Cliff Godwin's had opportunities to go other places, but he stays there and has obviously done a good job over the years. Clemente ready for an 0-2. Fastball, see ya. Good pitch on the outer part of the plate at 95 miles an hour. And scouts that are sitting down below us, just to the right, there's probably about 10 or 12 of them, all writing something nice about Jake Clemente down.
Yeah, painted the corner there. Nothing that Boris could do. That's just a pitcher's pitch.
So one out now for Jack Herring, and the lefty takes a breaking ball down low for ball one. Herring's been hit by a pitch, struck out, and then big double down the left field line that drove in two. That was off of Clemente. A little squibber that just got past Stripling. It was playing even with the bag. He's actually a step in front of the bag now and way off the line, right on the edge of the infield dirt, as Clemente misses with another fastball. So all of a sudden it's 3-0. Deep breath from the Gator right-hander, and the 3-0 pitch is right through there. Job of getting that in for a strike. Herring taking his sweet old time. Back in the box now for the 3-1, and it's chopped foul over to the Gator dugout on the first base side of the field. Nice 95-mile-an-hour fastball. So Clemente now 2 1/3. That's more than the 2 innings that Coppola went, as Jake was forced to come in the game back in the third inning. 3-2 pitch is a pop-up mile high on the infield. Who wants it? Stripling says he's got it, and racing in, he will make the catch, although very awkwardly, about knee-high, as he had to turn his glove over to haul it in.
Yeah, he's battling over there defensively, and the wind is kind of swirling now, too. It kind of brought that ball back in, but he hung with it.
So 2 quick outs for Dixon Williams. Clemente trying to get ECU out 1-2-3 for the first time in this game. He only faced 4 back in the 4th. Solo homer got him. First pitch to Williams is down low on a breaking ball. Williams looking for his first hit, almost gets hit with that breaking ball. Walk, a strikeout, and a pop-up for him. 4 for 10 now in the regional. Ready for the 2-0. That one's way inside. So it's back-to-back 3-0 counts. Clemente came back and got Herring. Let's see if he can do the same here to Williams. The wind, and that 3-0 pitch is right through there. Get me over fastball at 94. Must be nice.
Yeah, must be nice.
So now the 3-1, and it's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So Clemente has worked his way back in it. And let's see if he can finish off the left-handed hitting shortstop. Starts the windup, now the 3-2 pitch, and it's another pop-up. Stripling will have another chance over in front of the third base bag, and he's got this one more conventionally with the glove over his head. And that will do it. So the first 1-2-3 inning, and down goes ECU in the home half of the 5th. We'll head to inning number 6. Gators trailing 8-1.
College softball season is in full swing, and we're just the ones to talk about it. Join me, former Florida Gators All-American Amanda Lorenz, and my co-host, Jennifer Sarah, every week as we deliver the latest in college softball on the D1 Softball Podcast. We've got all the latest, whether it is in the circle or in the batter's box. We have interviews with coaches, players, and more. We'll go through the week's top 25 poll and give our insights, as well as our plays, wins, and whiffs of the week. Let us get you in the know on all things college softball. Listen on d1softball.com and the Varsity Network app.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts, as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Five innings, allowing just 3 hits and a run with no walks and 5 strikeouts. He has thrown 61 pitches, 43 of them are strikes. He's coming off of an inning where he only threw 5 pitches. He'll face Justin Nato to get going here, and Gator second baseman takes one down low for ball 1. Nato responsible for driving in the only Gator run. Single in his only at bat out over where the umpire is standing, just to the right of second base. There's ball 2. ECU is going to start to get some guys up now. As Williams has gone further than any other appearance here in his freshman season, and there's ball 3. So Nato won't be swinging here. We'll see what Williams gives him. Brings a glove over his head, now to the plate, and it's right through there. He's definitely lost some velo. Down to 90 on that fastball. Nato back in the box for the 3-1, and that one's slapped foul. Back over towards the third base dugout for strike 2. Well, ECU led the Gators 9-0 2 days ago. They lead it 8-1 here today. In the middle part of these innings, there's another ball slapped foul down the left field line. Nato's seeing fastballs, and he just can't put them in play. He's got a lot of room to hit that way. They got the shortstop right behind the bag, and the third baseman is playing shortstop. So if he can hit it down the third base line, it's an easy single. And that one way off the plate. So Williams is going to issue his first walk, and maybe that'll get the Gators going here in the 6th. Well, Gator fans, for pet fanatics like you, there's only one place who goes all out for your pet the way that you do. Boarding, grooming, day camp, training, and veterinary services, all in one convenient location. Pet Paradise and New Day Veterinary Care. Finally, complete pet health care is here for Gator Nation. Here at Springbrook Stadium, the pitching coach for East Carolina makes his way out to the mound.
Jeff, some other regionals, Georgia and Oklahoma State are tied 7-7 in Athens in the 7th. How about Kentucky? They're playing Clemson. They lead 16-3 in the 6th inning.
So Clemson going to get eliminated in their own regional.
Mississippi State leads Northeastern 3-2 in the 8th. Oklahoma leads Nebraska 17-1 in the 8th inning in that regional.
Yeah, Oklahoma's ace got beat around last night. Very surprising. But they have responded today. All right, Bobby Bozer back in the box for the 3rd time. Single and a fly out to left center. And the 2 at-bats that he's stepped in there, and there's ball 1 high. As a righty starts to get loose for East Carolina. It's Brad Pruitt. Guy, 66 innings pitched on the year. Bozer ready, and that breaking ball is not even close. You can definitely tell that Williams is getting tired. Came into this inning with 61 pitches, 43 strikes, but he can't find the zone here in the inning, and he'll miss up again for ball 3. So back-to-back 3-0 counts, and Bozer's not going to swing, as Williams is up over 70 pitches now. And that one misses. So back-to-back walks, and here come the Gators.
And I'd be stunned if they don't take him out. But they're not making any move to do it. Now they are.
And here comes Cliff Godwin, and he claps immediately. So for a freshman to go the longest he's ever gone in college, here in an elimination game with our season on the line, certainly got to give him a lot of credit. And Godwin will give him a pat on the back and a big congratulations as they make a Meldon Law call to the bullpen. So we'll take a break, tell you about the new righty when we come back on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
To all our Gator baseball fans listening in, stay in the game and play by the rules. Put down your phone and set aside all other distractions. One text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving around the entire diamond with your eyes closed. To win while driving, you must focus. Put it down and focus on driving to arrive alive. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
Gators fans, it's not just baseball season, it's backyard season. And just like a strong infield keeps the runs in check, a great fence keeps your home protected and looking sharp. At Father & Son Fence Supply, we proudly serve the North Florida community with the same values found on the diamond: hard work, reliability, and trust. Whether you're building from scratch or upgrading your home turf, call the team that's always on defense at 352-797-2489 or visit us online at fatherandsonfencesupply.com. Father & Son Fence Supply, where family values meet exceptional craftsmanship.
All the action, all season long. This is University of Florida Baseball.
Well, this is what the Gators want to get into this ECU bullpen, and they will try to do some damage now against right-hander Brad Pruitt.
He's 5-6 with a 5.18 ERA. His 28th appearance. He's got 3 saves, 66 innings, 54 hits, 38 earned runs, 33 walks, 70 strikeouts. Team's just 225 against him. But yesterday against Coastal, he was not good. Gave up 2 hits and 4 runs. 3 were earned and did not get credit for any innings pitched. So he had a miserable outing, but they bring him right back today.
Well, he came in the conference tournament after Williams threw just 2 innings, and he was lights out against Charlotte. 5 scoreless innings, did not allow a hit, and struck out 4. So he's been up and down. The 3 outings before last night were really good for Pruitt. They've been one of their better arms. Does have an outing this year, though, against Tulane when he started the game, when 2/3 of an inning gave up 6 hits and 9 runs.
And feast or famine for him.
Yep. He's going to face Brendan Lawson. After the 5-hit day yesterday, Lawson 0 for 2. Flew out to the warning track and left his first time, flew out to the warning track and right his second time. Let's see if he can get one over the wall this time. As he stands tall like always, those hands above his head. And the first pitch to him is down and in on a slider for ball 1. Pruitt wears a number you don't see in the big leagues anymore, 42. Of course, Jackie Robinson's number that's retired by every Major League Baseball team. 1-0 to Lawson is down low again. Same exact spot with the same exact pitch, and Lawson just let it go by. Pruitt's got a mullet. He's got a mustache. As he comes to the plate and misses down low again, ball trickles away from the catcher, but not far enough for either Gator to advance. So all three hitters in this inning for the Gators have seen a 3-0 count.
And that drives coaches crazy. If you're going to get beat, make the other team earn it. And they're allowing Florida to get right back in this without swinging the bat.
Well, Pruitt steps off the mound now. Already another arm starting to get loose. A righty that's thrown 55 innings this year for ECU, Jake Hunter. His unearned run average a little under 5. Here's a 3-0 to Lawson, and it's down low again. So 4-pitch walk, and it's 3 consecutive walks to load the bases here for Ty Evans, who is certainly due.
Well, the hope is you keep throwing balls. And they're going to stick with him. But he's not been playing. All 4 of his pitches missed badly.
Ty Evans has 31 career home runs as a Gator. 2 of those are grand slams. And the first pitch here is not close. Fastball way off the plate with some sink. Just got a lot of movement to his pitches. He just can't throw them for strikes. And quickly, the catcher, Barron, is going to go out and have a conversation. Yeah, that's why you knew by Kevin O'Sullivan bringing in Clemente, it was, hey, we need to keep this thing somewhat close because we have a chance against this bullpen. And unfortunately, it just got out of there in a hurry. Barlow faced 3 hitters, couldn't get any of them out, and then a little lazy liner falls in front of Sear. Ball that just gets past Stripling on a chopper down the third base line, and boom, all of a sudden, 5 runs have scored.
And I think if you're East Carolina, Jeff, you would have been thrilled with 5 innings from the starter, but it's fallen apart fast.
Here's the 1-0, and there's finally a strike. Bottom part of the zone, Evans looked like he was taken all the way. So Ty back in the box, ready. There's a fastball hit hard and off the glove of the second baseman. That's into center field. 1 run scores. Bozer round in third, heading for home. He's a brown-eyed, handsome man. And Ty gets his second hit of the regional. A big one right there to bring in 2 and get the Gators back in this thing.
Gators right back in it. That ball hit hard, and could have been caught, yes, but credit Evans, who's not had a good regional, for blasting one there.
Lawson gets the third. Evans with the 2 ribbies at first. Now for Donay. First pitch to him almost plunks him in the face. Some chin music he has to back away from. Donay's just happy that Williams is out of there. He struck him out twice. And Godwin is out of the dugout. They're not staying with Pruitt. And the Gator fans that are here starting to get into this ball game. Some life on that first base side of the stands. So Godwin, who was hugging and kissing the last guy, not going to do that to this guy. Pruitt gets yanked as quickly as Billy Barlow did. And it's another Meldon Law call to the bullpen. We'll tell you about the new arm when we come back.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Paid for by FDOT.
Whether it
happens on the pickleball court, the soccer field, or when stretching the limits of your yoga flexibility. Injuries aren't convenient, but UF Health OrthoCare is. Now with locations in Gainesville and Ocala, our board-certified specialists provide the expertise you need to get moving again. Don't let a sprain, strain, or minor fracture keep you or your kids sidelined. Turn to UF Health OrthoCare. Visit ufhealth.org/orthocare locations for addresses and hours. Walk-ins welcome.
Every pitch from start to finish. This is University of Florida Baseball.
Well, yesterday, Brad Pruitt came in and threw 13 pitches to 4 hitters, and he got yanked, didn't even get an out. And today against the Gators, he faces 2 hitters, throws 7 pitches, and can't get an out. So 20 pitches in 2 days, and the dude didn't get an out. But that was good news for the Gators, certainly. So quickly, Cliff Gladwin goes to the bullpen, and he'll bring in another right-hander, Jake Hunter.
He did not pitch yesterday. His ERA 4.58, 2-3 record, 28th appearance, 3 saves, 55 innings, 57 hits, 28 earned runs, 24 walks, 54 strikeouts. Teams 266 against him.
As he finishes up his warm-up tosses, Brody Donay will inherit a 1-0 count as we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield. Jeff Cardozo here with you. Steve Russell alongside Baron Easterling is our producer. The 2025 collegiate baseball season on the line for the Florida Gators. Down 8-1, all of a sudden 8-3, and Brody Donay can make it 8-6 if he can come up there and do what he's done a lot of this year, leave the yard with a baseball. But the wind, really weird pattern today. It's been blowing in all day after blowing out the first 2 games. That's certainly impacted some fly balls from the Gators, and it continues to do that here. So again, a ball and no strikes as Donay digs in. Righty comes set, mustache and all. And the pitch to Donay is down to the turf for ball 2. In Pruitt's 7 pitches, he only threw 2 strikes. Shift is on for Donay. Tire right side of the infield wide open for him. As the first baseman, Irby, holds on the runner. 2-0 pitch, almost hit him. Up and in for ball 3. They've got another righty out in the bullpen throwing. And that's a guy with a 6.5 ERA. So 3-0 to Donay. And he's swinging. Chops one right to third. They'll go to second for 1 on to first. My goodness. It's a double play. And Chuck Girolman is irate looking at Brody Donay. The Gators are going to get a run, but that just completely saved ECU from what could have been a huge inning. Unbelievable.
Why would you swing 3-0 there? I don't care if it's on a tee.
I think he didn't realize it was 3-0 because of the 1-0 count that he already inherited, and then he came in and just took 2 balls. He forgot. That's a big, big mistake there for the Gators. 8-4 game now. As Blake Sear is in there, takes ball 1. And now ground ball to the right side. That's going to find right field. So that would have helped even more on the bigger inning as Sear goes against the shift and gets another hit here in the regional.
Well, they're not done yet. Guy on base. At least, if nothing else, the Gators are back in the game. But yeah, that if you look back, if this score holds, that's a huge at bat.
Well, here's Yost. 2 outs, and Sear getting his lead from first. The pitch is in there, a breaking ball for strike 1. Hunter has given up runs in 5 of his last 6 outings. He hasn't gone more than an inning in any of those outings. So he has not been very good. 0-1 is down in the dirt. Yost could really use a hit. 0 for 2 in this one, just 4 for his last 33 now at the plate. SEC Player of the Week with about 3 weeks left to go in the conference season, and then after that has really cooled off. 1-1 pitch, nowhere close on a fastball up and off the plate.
How do you get to college and have guys that just can't throw strikes?
Yeah, a lot of guys are throwers, well, not pitchers these days. Here's the 2-1 to Yost, a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Yost just 1 hit this weekend. Digs back in the box. And here comes the 2-2, and it's fouled off. Saw that breaking ball again, at least got a piece of it that time. Get another crack at it. So the Gators with a 3 spot here in the 6th, an 8-4 East Carolina lead. Florida had never lost to East Carolina, 4-0 in school history before dropping the game the other night. Here's the 2-2. Fastball hit the other way, but snared by the third baseman. It was right to him against the shift, and that's a heck of a play by Wallace. And that's going to do it for the Gators. But with the luxury of 3 walks, Gators get 3 on the board. All of those come in and put a dent in the 6th inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. ECU's up 8-4.
Gator fans, are you tired of boring beers that are as exciting as a sack bun? It's time to shock your world. The new look Shock Top Belgian White is as smooth as a double play and hits harder than a Gator Grand Slam. Brewed with real orange peels and coriander, Shock Top Belgian White is unfiltered like your trash talk and will take you to a way out world with every sip. A new look with the same great taste. Smooth and refreshing and ready to play ball. Shock Top Belgian White. Shock your world. Shock Top Belgian White, Portland, Oregon. Please drink responsibly. 21 and up.
Hey Gator fans, being a part of Gator Nation means no matter where you go, you and your pets are part of the Gator family. That's where Pet Paradise comes in. At each resort, their pet-obsessed staff is ready to help your pet feel right at home. New customers can try Pet Paradise for free with 1 free stay or play reservation, which includes a day of camp or a night of boarding. At Pet Paradise, boarding, grooming, daycare, and training are all under one roof. Score big with complete pet care for Gator Nation at Pet Paradise.
You're listening to University of Florida Baseball in the Conway Regional. Now back to Springs Brook Stadium.
Home half of the 6th here in Conway, South Carolina. About 15 miles or so to the west of Myrtle Beach. Good crowd starting to make their way in here now, knowing the home team and Coastal playing after this one. I want to watch the end and see who their team is going to face. Right now it's East Carolina, but the Gators have clawed their way back in. 8-4 ECU lead as Jake Clemente gets back to work. He has retired 5 in a row since giving up the solo homer to Irby. And he'll face a guy that has the hat trick already in John Collins, but he's able to check his swing on a first pitch breaking ball. Collins is a cleanup man. He's had a chance to do a lot of damage today and just keeps striking out. And he swings and misses badly at a breaking ball there. Collins just 1 for 10 in this regional. Gets ready for the 1-1 pitch, and it is a swing and a miss on a breaking ball for strike 2.
If he throws him a breaking ball in the outside corner, he's got no chance.
Collins, a 279 hitter, gets ready, and he got him.
That.
Yep. Breaking ball again. Collins nowhere close. Dude's got the sombrero already, and it's only the 6th inning.
He tries to pull, but you can see the way he swings, his approach. He doesn't even try to go the other way, so throw him outside, try to pull it, and that's not going to work.
So Riley Johnson's turn. Left-handed hitter. First pitch to him is right through there. Good changeup from Clemente, who doesn't throw that too often. But when he needs to, he's got it. There's a fastball, and it's swung on and hit late. And guy that was on the berm tried to catch it and couldn't. Popped out of his hand. Clemente quickly up in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Puts that glove out in front of his face. Now ready to go, and the pitch is up and off the plate. Johnson, a bunt base hit in his first at bat. Gets ready and chops this one foul right past the end of the Gator dugout. Outfielders all straight away. Johnson just 2 homers on the year. Ready, and the pitch is hit out to left. Sears going back, still going back, and this is off the wall. So he'll pick it up after it hits the soft netting out there in front of the bullpen. It's a 1-out double.
Gators got a break, though. That ball nearly got out off the top of the wall. Hanger, though, that time. That ball was up.
So Colby Wallace's turn. Just made that great play. Rob Yost of a single. He's got a hit in 3 trips. Only time he faced Clemente, he chopped to third. Where Stripling is playing even with the bag over there. And the first pitch is a good fastball at 95 for strike 1 on the outer part of the plate. Wallace just 2 for 11 here in the regional. He ended a 7-game hitting streak, going 0 for against Coastal last night. Another fastball, and it's fouled off for strike 2. Cliff Godwin, the head coach and third base coach, flashing some signs. Not many guys that are head coaches that still coach third base left in college baseball. Here's the 0-2. Runner goes, and it's chopped right side. Lawson has it. He'll flip to Clemente, but it's wide and goes all the way over to the dugout, and ECU's going to score. It was a tough play because it was a high chopper, and Clemente, in trying to come over, was ahead of the baseball, and Lawson threw it behind him, and nothing Clemente could do.
Well, again, East Carolina is kind of an unorthodox team, having a guy try to steal at second base, and that ends up being a bonus for them because he's got momentum coming home when the errant throw was made. So again, the Gator defense fails them.
So right when the Gators got back in it, now they trail by more than a grand slam again. It's 9-4. And it's the second big error of the day for the Gators. And now you've got to face Austin Irby, who has been on base all 3 times. And it looks like Jared Swime, the athletic trainer, is going to come out to the mound with Kevin O'Sullivan and check on Clemente. Again, he was running over to try to get it, and he had to then stop, try to reach back for it. And it looked like maybe when he planted his hand or something, it landed awkwardly.
You know, the unfortunate thing about that, I mean, there's still time in this game, but that kind of dents the momentum that Florida had, because to allow a run again after that 3 spot, so it's back in their dugout now, they can get more.
And they're showing the replay now. It's exactly what happened. Clemente fell on his hand awkwardly. And the more you look at Lawson, he had time, and I think he thought he didn't. So he tried to hurry the throw over there, and just it was behind Clemente. If he just sets his feet, with a hard underhand toss over there. It's an out. And there's a guy at third with 2 outs. We'll see how the Gators handle Irby here, who's on track to maybe win the regional MVP. Left-handed hitter, takes ball 1, fastball down and in. He's got 3 homers already in the regional, 9 hits in 3 games, and he has driven in 7. Been on base all 3 times today. As Clemente throws one down in the dirt, it gets away from Donay, and that'll move up Wallace to third base.
Well, that's probably going to force the Gators to play the infield in.
Luke McNeely starting to throw now in the Gator bullpen. Infield will come in. Clemente up to 60 pitches now. He'll go back to the windup. And the 2-0 is a pop-up. Bozer going out, Sear coming in, loses his hat, he's got it, and not deep enough. As Sear fires it in there, Stripling cuts it off. That's a big out right there, especially with as good of a hitter as Irby has been.
Huge out. And Sear did a good job coming in, making a good throw to the cutoff man. One more big out to get, though, although this guy you should get, considering he's about a 210 hitter, but he's had 2 hits today.
Single and a double for Alex Peltier. Came into this game just 1 for 7 so far in the regional. Clemente got him to ground to short when he faced him the last time. Right-handed hitter. Lays off of a breaking ball. It's down to the turf for ball 1. So 9-4 ECU here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Gators will have the bottom 3 hitters in their order in the 7th. Clemente ready. The 1-0 pitch. Better breaking ball that time. It's in there for a strike. Wallace dancing around over at third as Clemente goes to the windup, trying to mess up his rhythm and act like he's coming home. Now the 1-1. Squares to bunt and fouls it back for strike 2.
Yeah, second base. Obviously, the Gators are playing back here, and I think he tried to push that bunt to the right side to get it past Clemente, but didn't do it, fortunately.
Well, that just shows you he's not confident in himself. Just 12 ribbies on the entire year. 1-2 pitch is wasted up high, and Peltier does not go after it. But Clemente still a couple of pitches to work with here. Starts the wind, and the pitch fouled off. Good 95-mile-an-hour fastball that Peltier was extremely late on. So Jake back on the left side of the rubber. Ready for another 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, little dribbler. Foul down the third baseline. So you start to look at Clemente's pitch count now. As a reliever, the most he has thrown is 67 pitches over 3 innings of work. Gets this out here, that'll be 4 innings of relief. So his longest outing. Here's a 2-2 again, and this is a little lazy fly out to left. Sear will drift back a couple of steps. He's got it, and that'll do it. But an unearned run gets ECU on the board again, and Clemente will head off the mound with 4 pretty strong innings of relief here. See if Gator offense can get going as we move to the 7th. It's 9-4 ECU.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on Sirius XM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 25.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Well, season on the line here for the Florida Gator baseball team. Florida trails at 9-4, but coming off a 3 spot, we'll see if they can use that momentum and keep this offense rolling against an ECU bullpen that has not been very good this year. So 9 outs to at least get 5 runs, get back in this thing, and here to start that process is Steve Russell.
Okay, Jeff, thank you. Some other regionals involving SEC teams. Georgia now leads Oklahoma State 9-7 in the 8th. Kentucky leads Clemson 16-4 in the 8th. Mississippi State 3-2 over Northeastern. That's in the 9th. Wright State, boy, they're pesky. They lead Vandy 1-0 in the 1st. Texas leads Kansas State 2-0 in the 1st. Georgia Tech a 3 spot in the 1st against Ole Miss. So a lot of the SEC teams not doing particularly well. All right. Ashton Wilson hits. He takes a breaking ball, ball 1. I would take a strike against these guys. They got to prove to me they can throw strikes.
A lot of breaking balls here, too, and you got a big lead. It makes no sense.
1-0. Another one is ball 2. You can hear the wind blowing. Picked up. And yeah, no disrespect to Ashton Wilson, but he's hitting 217. They're home fastballs.
And you're up 5.
That's the other thing. 2-0. Another breaking ball. But it's a strike. 2-1. Is a strike. 2-2. That was a fastball. Two on Wilson. Pitch, swing, ground ball, base hit, right field.
Well, I love the Gator approach in these last couple of innings, not trying to do too much with it. Evans went the other way. Sear went the other way. Yost tried to go the other way and made a great play defensively to stop him. And then now Wilson goes the other way. So you look at the last 4 hitters, other than Donay's blunder of swinging a 3-0 pitch, it's all been effective.
Landon Stripling's doubled and popped out. A couple of hits in this series for him. First pitch to him is a fast strike. Oh, 1 in the dirt, 1-1. They don't really have a closer. They've got 3 guys that have 3 saves, but not the typical late inning closer like a Clemente is for Florida. 1-1 floats in there for strike 2. They really squeeze the middle, looking to turn a double play. Outfield straight away, deep. 1-2. Nowhere close. 2-2. Their bullpen is quiet for the moment. 2-2. Swing ground ball, could be 2. Second one, first, double play.
Yeah, tailor-made right to Burris. Pretty easy, and Stripling doesn't run all that well anyway. So much for trying to go the other way. He pulls the ball on an outside pitch. So if he would have stuck with a plan, it could have been effective.
Justin Natos had a good day. He singled in a run and walked and scored. Pitch to him is a fastball for ball 1. Natos averaged 287. Had a good series, too. He's got 4 hits. 1-0 is a strike, 1-1. Now the 1-1 is a breaking ball that's low, 2-1. Strike on a fastball, 2-2. The righty ready. Here's his 2-2. Swing, ground ball, 2-hopper to second, and a throw to first is in time. So leadoff single does no harm. It's time to stretch the ballpark through 6.5. East Carolina 9, Florida 4.
Hey fans, don't get sacked by high prices. Join the winning team at Davis Gainesville Chevrolet. This week at Davis, score big savings on our all-star Chevy selection. The most awarded brand for new vehicle quality, like Chevy's MVP, the new Silverado, with low 2.8 financing and no payments for 90 days. Plus, we're tackling high prices on the area's best GM-certified pre-owned inventory. So join the winning team at Davis Gainesville Chevrolet on North Main Street.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
16 SEC championships. This is University of Florida Baseball.
Time to look at other Gator sports in the Wells Fargo Week in Review. Well, it's just down to one track. And they were in the NCAA East preliminaries, and they'll get set for the NCAAs very soon. Week in Review brought to you by Wells Fargo. With the Wells Fargo Gator debit card, you can show your Gator pride 24/7. Visit wellsfargo.com or head to your local Wells Fargo to learn more. Wells Fargo, official retail bank of the Florida Gators. Well, again, Kevin O'Sullivan putting all the chips in. He's going to the bullpen and brings in Luke McNeely.
McNeely making appearance number 28, second of the regional. 26 of those have been out of the bullpen, and in 51 innings, he has allowed just 23 walks with 72 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .233 off of Luke, who's 5-2 with a 4.88 earned run average. Did throw the other night 39 pitches against ECU, where an inning and a third, he gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. He walked a couple of guys. So Clemente throws 67 pitches in relief. He went 4 innings in relief. That's the longest relief outing that he's had all year. And the 67 pitches ties the most he threw in any of those. He had 67 in the 3 scoreless innings against Arkansas.
He'll face 9, 1, and 2 in the Pirate order. The catcher, Walker Barron, 0 for 2. Also hit by a pitch. 2 for 9 in the series. McNeely winding and dealing. Ball 1. A lot of Coastal Carolina fans now in the ballpark. They know they'll play the winner of this one. 1-0 is ball 2. Do not walk the 9-hole hitter. (2-0). That rolls up there, 3-0. And right away, the Gator bullpen starts to crank up some arms. 3-0 is a strike, 3-1.
That's the thing I can't stand, is that we're at the collegiate level now, and these dudes are doing the 3-0 square to bunt and pull it back to try to distract the pitcher. This ain't Little League.
3-1, swung and fouled it off.
That's where you hope he strikes out.
3-2. We'll see if he does. He's come all the way back. Let's see if he can finish him. 3-2. Swing, ground ball, third. Throw across is in time. So he comes back to get him. Good job by McNeely. But he didn't strike out.
Yeah, he can't get rewarded for that, though.
Braden Burris, leadoff man, 2 for 4, 2 singles. He's driven in a couple of runs. 5 hits in the series for him. 5 for 12. Takes ball 1 here. Now the 1-0, ball 2. Well, Burris, a guy you want to keep off the bases. He's got 17 steals. Let's see if he's hacking here, 2-0. He takes a strike on the outside corner. Swinging a pop foul right side. They play him pretty much straight away. 2-2 now. Ball 3.
You just can't throw a breaking ball for a strike. That's the issue. That's normally his best pitch. So it's just fastballs that he can get over.
(3-2), low, ball 4. So a guy who's a base running threat at first, Jack Herring, the right fielder, hit by a pitch, struck out, doubled in 2 runs, and popped the third. 1 for 3 today, 5 for 13 in the regional. .306 hitter. McNeely's pitch is a strike. Now the 0-1 inside. All his breaking pitches are to righties down and away, and that was down and in to the lefty. 1-1. That's a good one. Strike two.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't try to throw it with as much break. It's just a get me over one with some spin.
1-2 on Herring. Pitch, squibbed, foul. Off speed. 1-2. They've got 10 hits. The Gators have 5 as they trail 9-4 here in the 7th. McNeely's pitch is high on a fastball. They've not tried to run Burris. 2-2. Gonna run here. Pitch, ground ball, foul. Winner plays Coastal Carolina tonight. And then if they beat them, gotta beat them again tomorrow. Coastal's coasting. 2-2. Foul ball. Stays alive. Just sort of stuck his bat out, but he kept the at-bat alive.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat now. So McNeely's figured out the breaking ball, at least. But Herring's done a good job of fighting some good ones off.
I think he's going to run here, Jeff. And they think so, too. They throw over them. Two balls, 2 strikes. He runs, pitch, low ball 3. Donay drops it. Pitch was low and in. That was going to be a tough pitch to throw him out on anyway, but after the ball was dropped, no chance. So now a runner in scoring position in the 3-2 count to Herring. 3-2, swing, driven to right, but right at the right fielder, and that's a great play by Wilson to snag it, and the runner stays at second.
Yeah, had him played right at the spot that the ball was hit, so it took an initial step back like you're supposed to, and then actually retreated in a couple of steps because there was a sinking liner.
Dixon Williams, quiet today, walk, strikeout, pop out, 4 for 11 in the series. I wonder, you got a guy on deck has done nothing. They're going to pitch to him. Pitch hits him. Oh, that's just as good.
Yeah, and I think they were going to be cautious anyway with first base open, not really give him anything. It'd be those good breaking balls trying to force him to swing over him down and in, so no harm done there.
And now a guy in John Collins who's the cleanup hitter, but he might be called back. And he is.
And Sully's making a move too.
So Collins, who had struck out 4 times, is going to be removed, but so is Luke McNeely. So the wheels turn here late in the game. Another Meldon Law call to the bullpen. We'll tell you who it is after these messages on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
Whether it happens on the pickleball court, the soccer field, or when stretching the limits of your yoga flexibility, injuries aren't convenient, but UF Health OrthoCare is. Now with locations in Gainesville and Ocala, our board-certified specialists provide the expertise you need to get moving again. Don't let a sprain, strain, or minor fracture keep you or your kids sidelined. Turn to UF Health OrthoCare. Visit ufhealth.org/orthocare locations for addresses and hours. Walk-ins welcome.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but Nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Paid for by FDOT.
Home of the 2017 National Champions. This is University of Florida Baseball.
Well, interesting move here. McNeely is pulled, and the Gators bring in right-hander Blaine Rowland.
It's a guy that they've trusted down the stretch here. So Rowland making his second appearance of the regional, 8th appearance of the year. Blaine's only thrown 13 2/3 innings, though. 14 hits, 5 runs with 3 walks and 10 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .264 against him. 1-0 record and an earned run average of 3.29. Came in behind McNeely in the game Friday as well. Went an inning and a third, gave up 3 hits and 2 earned runs through 32 pitches that day. Remember, he was the one that was in there, gave up the 0-2 pitch to the 8-hole hitter, which when Peltier hit it down the line, it was a big swing in the game. Supposed to lay a splitty in the dirt, and it was up in the zone. So a big spot here.
Well, they're going to bring in a left-handed hitter. Roger Vergara, who's only had 31 at-bats. He's 6 for 31 with no homers. A very interesting choice here. But again, a guy that had struck out 4 times, so he couldn't do worse. So runners at first and second now. Rowland's pitch is a high breaking ball, ball 1. Well, you don't want to see Riley Johnson. So this is a big guy to get. 1-0 is ball 2. Because Johnson has 2 hits today and 5 in the series. (9-4) ECU here in the 7th. 2-0, ball 3. I would be pretty confident he will not swing here. And he doesn't, and he takes low for ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to load the bases to bring in a really good hitter in Johnson.
Just it's been the issues, the inability to throw strikes for the Gators has really come back to haunt them in these losses.
And the 3 base runners in this inning, guess what? Walk, walk, hit by pitch. A big spot here for Rowland. Johnson, a .290 hitter. Throws, ball 1. I'm old school here. I'd take a strike. I'd make him throw me a strike before I hit. 1-0. And he does take it, and it's a fast strike. (1-1), low, 2-1. Bases juiced, 2 outs. 2-1. Swing, ground ball first, fielded, and the play made. So a threat for the Pirates, but no runs. No runs, no hits, 3 left on base through 7. ECU 9, Florida 4.
Whether it happens on the pickleball court, the soccer field, or when stretching the limits of your yoga flexibility, injuries aren't convenient, but UF Health OrthoCare is. Now with locations in Gainesville and Ocala, our board-certified specialists provide the expertise you need to get moving again. Don't let a sprain, strain, or minor fracture keep you or your kids sidelined. Turn to UF Health OrthoCare. Visit ufhealth.org/orthocare locations for addresses and hours. Walk-ins welcome.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Paid for by FDOT.
Home of the 2017 National Champions. This is University of Florida Baseball.
Other regionals, Wright State leads Vandy 4-1. Georgia leads Oklahoma State 9-7. Texas 6-3 over Kansas State. Ole Miss 4-3 over Georgia Tech, and our friends at Stetson down 3-1 to NC State. That game is in the second inning. All right, we move to the eighth. Back for the play-by-play. Here's Jeff.
All right, Steve, thank you. A lot of seasons on the line today. Several of those in the SEC. And Ole Miss at home gave up 3 in the first inning and then scored 4 in the bottom of the first. This is the time where you run out of pitching. Gators started to get to ECU pitching in the 6th, but only managed to put up 3. And then they answered with 1 in the bottom. Neither team scored in the 7th, so here we go with the top of the order for the 8th. Bobby Bozer to work, and he'll take a breaking ball in there for strike 1. Bozer doesn't want this to be the last game plays in a Gator uniform. He's got a 10-game hitting streak after a first inning single. It's a fastball, and he's late on it for strike 2. Hunter has gone 2 scoreless innings in relief, and he's been able to throw a lot of strikes, something that Pruitt, the guy before him, couldn't do. 0-2 to Bobby is strike 3 called. Got the corner. Bobby didn't agree with it, but it looked like a pretty good pitch for out number 1. Six strikeouts now for ECU pitching today as Brendan Lawson steps in there. Lawson trying to get his first hit of the day. He's hit a couple of balls to the warning track, but that's been it. Walked and scored back in the 6th. First pitch to the lefty is fouled off over the third base dugout for strike 1. ECU this year 6-2 in neutral site games. So they have handled that pretty well. Gators, on the other hand, 2-3. 0-1 pitch, almost hits Lawson. Fastball up and in to even up the count at a ball and a strike. Been a great freshman season for Lawson. Average at .314 right now. Double-digit homers. More than 60 ribbies, which is second most on the team, behind Bozer. 1-1 pitch, lined out into the gap in left center field. That ball's going to get down, and that'll one-hop the wall, so Lawson will coast around first, sail into second base, and it's a one-out double as Lawson now has himself 8 hits here in the regional.
Yeah, the way he just had his nose right on that pitch and just sent it that way. Barrel of the bat to left center field. Impressive hitter.
One of the better freshmen we've seen in Florida offensively. forward to having him over the next couple of years. But now Ty Evans doesn't want this to be his final at bat of a nice Gator career. First pitch breaking ball is up high for ball one. Ty singled off the second baseman's glove his last time, a sharply hit ball that Burris couldn't get, drove in a couple back in that 3-run 6th inning. Here's the 1-0, and it's hit out to left, a little lazy fly, curving towards the line, and it's going to be foul by about 5 or 6 feet. So Ty will head back, grab his baseball bat from Brody Donay. Ty has hit in 12 of the last 15. Power numbers certainly not this year like they were a year ago. Ty last year with 13 homers, 43 runs driven in. Just 4 homers this year. And he's got 31 ribbies. Breaking ball is a little high, ball 2. But you look at Ty Evans' career, and he'll always have what he did in Omaha a couple of years ago. 2-1 pitch is fouled off, a breaking ball. Evans, of course, with 5 homers in Omaha. Nobody in the history of the College World Series has done that. Evans, more than 150 career starts. They'll come up just shy of 600 career at-bats. 31 career homers as the 2-2 pitch misses off the plate, and over 130 career runs driven in. We know he's gone. A guy with very similar numbers, Luke Heyman, could be back next year for the Gators. Here's a 3-2 to Ty. He lost him up and off the plate, so the Gators will get a couple on here. And Brody Donay will now try to get some redemption from what he did a couple of innings ago.
Boy, if I'm Cliff Godwin, it's always an adventure. He's just got a bullpen that is, at best, shaky, and at worst, not very good.
Yeah, pitching coach will make his way out to the mound. They don't have anybody warming up. A long, slow walk. Gators are trying to get to 40 wins. 39-21 coming into this one. Gators had 36 wins a year ago and getting to Omaha. And you look at what the host team here has done, Coastal Carolina. They got their 50th win of the season last night. And they're the hottest team in the country. So even if the Gators are able to come back and win this one, they would be facing a Coastal Carolina team that has won 20 straight games. After Northeastern lost in the Florida State Regional, that was the longest winning streak in the country. So now Coastal has it. All right, meeting over. Here's Brody. Right on right matchup, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that gets in there for strike 1. Donay, a couple of strikeouts, and then that big double play grounded in 2. Swung at a 3-0 pitch and hit an easy chopper right to third. Killed a lot of momentum in that 3rd inning, or the 3-run 6th inning. Here's the 0-1, and it's just off the plate on a heater at 93 miles an hour. Gators are down 5 here in the 8th. Donay waiting. And now ready. And he'll take that one down in the dirt for ball 2. Wind has pretty much died down. So instead of coming in, it's not doing much. Flag's pretty limp. But when it does blow, it starts to come more across now, out towards left. Donay is going to go the other way with it. Pretty hefty ball out to right. Herring going back, and he's going to stop right on the edge of the track and make the catch. Tagging and going to third is Lawson. But that wind certainly probably played a little factor into that ball.
Yeah, because it's blowing the other way. And I think it held it up just enough. And it's interesting, they're really trusting this guy on the mound because they got nobody throwing.
So 2 outs now for Blake Sear. Kept his good regional going with a single his last time up. Sears got 5 hits now in the regional and 12 at-bats. Homers in each of the first 2 games. See if he can get one here. First pitch is fouled off down the right field line on a fastball.
Oh, pitch to hit there. That was middle of the plate. Just missed it.
Sears got 9 homers on the year. Didn't live up to that freshman year he had in Miami where he hit 17. Transferred in this year. And he'll go the other way with one. Lazy fly to right again, and Herring have a much easier catch this time. And that will retire the side. So the Gators get a couple on, but leave them both stranded. And they are down to their final 3 outs of the season. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, ECU leads at 9-4.
Hey Gator fans, being a part of Gator Nation means no matter where you go, you and your pets are part of the Gator family. That's where Pet Paradise comes in. At each resort, their pet-obsessed staff is ready to help your pet feel right at home. New customers can try Pet Paradise for free with 1 free stay or play reservation, which includes a day of camp or a night of boarding. At Pet Paradise, boarding, grooming, daycare, and training are all under one roof. Score big with complete pet care for Gator Nation at Pet Paradise.
Gator fans, are you tired of boring beers that are as exciting as a sack bun? It's time to shock your world. The new look Shock Top Belgian White is as smooth as a double play and hits harder than a Gator Grand Slam. Brewed with real orange peels and coriander, Shock Top Belgian White is unfiltered like your trash talk and will take you to a way out world with every sip. A new look with the same great taste. Smooth and refreshing and ready to play ball. Shock Top Belgian White. Shock your world. Shock Top Belgian White, Portland, Oregon. Please drink responsibly. 21 and up.
39 appearances in the NCAA tournament, including 16 in a row. This is University of Florida Baseball.
Home half of the 8th. Alex Philpott is coming into the game. Before we give you his numbers, though, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield. So Kevin O'Sullivan goes to the bullpen again. This will be the 6th arm of the day for the Gators. And here's what Alex Philpott has done this year.
3-4, 7.50 ERA. He was going to be the Gator closer. He had 2 saves. He's also started 3 times. 36 innings, 39 hits, 30 earned runs, 18 walks, 44 strikeouts. Teams 279 against him. He came in the game against East Carolina and through a third of an inning. He walked 2, but he got a strikeout to get the out.
Yeah, Philpott's such a mystery this year. You look at the body, you look at the velocity. I mean, 6'6", just over 200 pounds. Fastball's in the mid-90s, and he just hasn't been able to put it together. More hits than innings pitched. And early on, as Steve mentioned, guy that was going to be the closer for Kevin O'Sullivan, and he just couldn't close out games. We'll give him one more opportunity to finish things up here. 6, 7, and 8 in the order for ECU. As righty Colby Wallace steps in. And Philpott's first pitch to him is a good slider in there for strike 1. It's an 89-mile-an-hour slider, so certainly look at that and you're impressed by it. Changeup's good when he throws it, and the velocity. There's just something there mentally as this one is popped popped out to left. Sear will go out. Wynn's going to really push this thing in now, and he has to run pretty hard to come get it for out number 1.
That looked so routine, and all of a sudden he started coming in, then full throttle coming in. So that Wynn, as Jeff mentioned, really kicking in, and it's blowing in hard.
Yeah, I think it's definitely affected the Gators today. You look at this ballpark and you thought Florida would be pretty dominant in it, and Toney's ball last inning probably gets out if it's yesterday or the day before. All right, here's Austin Arby, who has barely gotten out this weekend. Left-handed hitter, and he hacks at the first pitch. It's a pop-up to short. Bozer will now battle that wind, and right on the edge of the infield dirt, he'll haul it in for out number 2. So good job by Phil Pott. Get a couple of outs here, and we'll try to get Alex Peltier to finish off the inning.
Number 11, Alex Peltier.
Peltier, a big double today, just a .210 hitter. That was off of Billy Barlow, the hometown hero. But Billy was not good today. Faced 3 hitters, gave up 3 hits, including that double down the right field line of Peltier. The 1-0 is hit out to left. Sear drifting back, and right on the edge of the track, he's going to drop it. He got turned around, it looked like a little bit, and then I'm not sure if he thought he was going to hit the wall or what, but he stopped in front of the wall and it just hit off of his glove and bounced out.
Yeah, and that ball didn't seem affected by the wind. It just kept almost carrying, but Sear just botched it.
It looked like he put his glove up right in front of his eyes, so then it took his eyes off of it, and it's going to be an error. 3rd error of the day for the Gators. And Walker Barron hits in the 9-hole, another righty, and he'll take strike 1 on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Barron's hitless today. He's put the ball in play 3 times, and he's hit it to third in all of them. It's a slider. It's off the plate, and Donay knocks it down. Even up the count at a ball and a strike. Ole Miss added on another run in that first inning, so after Georgia Tech put 3 on the board, Ole Miss scores 5, and they head to the second in that elimination game. Here's the 1-1, and it's lined back up the middle. That's going to be a single. Yost comes and gets it. Here comes the throw. It's going to be tardy, and another additional run after the error by Sear, and it's now a 10 spot. So double digits again for East Carolina against this Gator pitching staff.
Well, that's part of what's happened with Florida. The injuries have really cost them in terms of their defense, which was really good when their starters were in there. And again, Philpott couldn't pitch around the error either, giving up a hit to the 9-hole guy,
who was just 2 for 10 in the regional. So now Braden Burris gets to hit. Leadoff man hitting .393 on the year. First pitch, a swing and a miss on a good slider from Philpott. So East Carolina put 11 on the board the other day against the Gators, and now 10 today. They came in a very hot team, sweeping through the conference tournament to make a regional. They've got a stud as their Friday night guy. He beat the Gators on Friday night, and then the Gators just couldn't pitch well today. This one's lined out to left and going to be down. Sear will try to chase it down, but it's going to get to the wall. So back-to-back hits. This one a double by Burris, his 3rd hit of the day, and it's 11 runs again for the Pirates.
Well, you had a chance. I mean, it would have been hard down 5, but now you're down 7 with 3 outs to go. Philpott continues to struggle pitching.
Number 51, Jack Herring.
So now Jack Herring And the lefty steps in and takes strike one. Fastball. Herring's got a double in his 4 official at-bats today. It was down the left field line that drove in a couple of runs in that big third inning. That's when ECU took control of this game. It was 2-1 at the time, and then they put up a 5 spot. Coppola just couldn't find the strike zone early. And Billy Barlow couldn't salvage it, and then Clemente came in and with some bad luck ended up giving up a couple more runs in that inning. Philpott ready for the 1-2, and that'll miss down and in. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. So Alex trying to finish it off. The 2-2 pitch down low again. Tried to throw the slider and missed. So that'll bring the count full. Outfielder's not very deep. And the 3-2 pitch right off the end of the bat out towards Stripling. He'll get it, set his feet, and fire over to first in time to retire the side. So that does it. Couple of unearned runs in the bottom of the 8th for ECU. And that makes things a little bit harder as the Gators are down to their final 3 outs. We head to the 9th. It's 11-4 Pirates.
Hey fans, don't get sacked by high prices. Join the winning team at Davis Gainesville Chevrolet. This week at Davis, score big savings on our all-star Chevy selection. The most awarded brand for new vehicle quality, like Chevy's MVP, the new Silverado, with low 2.8 financing and no payments for 90 days. Plus, we're tackling high prices on the area's best GM-certified pre-owned inventory. So join the winning team at Davis Gainesville Chevrolet on North Main Street.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
16 SEC championships. This is University of Florida Baseball.
Well, it could be the last 3 outs for the Gators here in the 2025 season begins as we move to the top of the 9th inning. Gators down 7 runs, so it would certainly be a epic comeback, and they'll try to get it started with Yost, Wilson, and Stripling, 6, 7, and 8 in the order, facing a right-hander for ECU and Hunter that has gone 3 scoreless innings, allowing just 3 hits with a walk and a strikeout. ECU started a freshman, and he was really good. Went 5 innings, only had given up a run, but then came out in the 6th, struggled. Walked a couple of guys, and he was taken out. So he got charged with those 2 runs. But he kept his team in the game, and Gator pitching early was not good. So Yost will step in with just 1 hit so far in the series. He's 0 for 3 in this one today. And the first pitch is a fastball right through there for strike 1. Gators managed 9 hits in the loss on Friday. They've got just 6 here today. There's a breaking ball in there for strike 2. So Hunter's doing what he's supposed to do, throwing strikes. And he comes set for the 0-2, and that one is chopped foul on a changeup.
And let's give credit, at least to this point, to Hunter, because their bullpen has been shaky. He's come in and settled things down nicely.
Yeah, he'd given up a run in 5 of his last 6 relief appearances. As he throws another changeup to Yost, but that one will miss down. And he hadn't gone more than an inning in any of them. It was a little shaky to start, but it all really changed on that Donay double play ball. 1-2 pitch is a swing and a miss. So Yost has an 0 for 4 day with a couple of strikeouts. And his struggles down the stretch were tough. He'll finish off his sophomore season 4 for 35. Ashton Wilson singled his last time up, his lone hit in 3 plate appearances. Ashton's average at 224, takes strike 1, 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Hunter comes set at the belt every single time, and that breaking ball is fouled off for strike 2. I told you about the random people wearing Florida State gear earlier. There's a random Tony Vitello jersey in the stands. Some people forget where they're going.
Yeah.
I couldn't be that person that wears a different team to a game. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and he's able to check his swing on a high fastball. I mean, that'd be going to a Yankee game and wearing a Mo Vaughn jersey or something. Just don't do it.
Yeah, you missed the road that said West.
Yeah, uniform etiquette, folks. It's a big deal. Here's the 1-2 to Wilson, and it's up high again for ball 2. Well, this was a Gator season, certainly started with a lot of promise. They were ranked top 10 in the country, got up to as high as 6 with the way that the year started. Here's a 2-2 pitch, and Wilson swings and misses. So back-to-back strikeouts here in the ninth.
Well, and again, 2 guys that have had it rough at the end of the year.
The Gators got off to a 11-0 start, and were 16-2 as conference play began, and the injuries just started mounting up. Here's Landon Stripling. He takes strike 1. He had the trip to Knoxville, and then, of course, that Georgia weekend, which was really tough at home. But give this team a lot of credit for fighting and doing what they were able to do, as breaking ball misses up high to even up the count at 1-1 to Stripling. It's all documented. The Gators with that 1-11 conference start come all the way back and make it 15-15 to end the year. Stripling keeping things alive. He'll line that one out to right, and that ball is down. So Stripling's got a 2-hit day, and that'll get Justin Nato another chance.
Well, you still got to get 27 outs. Good job by Stripling.
Stripling, one of those guys that came in to add depth to this team. Of course, Kyle Jones, only got to see him for 4 games. Freshman All-American last year at Stetson. Really looking forward to seeing him. Shelton goes down, who's leading your team in hitting. First pitch to Nato is in there for strike 1 on a fastball. Curlin, who had a 7-game hitting streak, goes and dives for a ball, makes a great play, but messes up his shoulder for the rest of the year. And all that depth that you thought you had, you knew it was. This one grounded right back to the mound, and an underhand toss over to first will end the game and the 2025 Gator baseball season, as ECU has beaten the Gators a couple of times now here in the Conway Regional. And with that, unfortunately, unfortunately, our time is done as well. So the last couple of years, Gators make it all the way to the promised land of Omaha, but can't get out of the Conway Regional. And that will do it. So the coaches will shake hands. ECU moves on. And they will now have to beat the host school, Coastal Carolina, a couple of times. Coastal handed them a big loss last night, so we'll see if they have enough, or if Coastal, who the Gators did not see, are able to prevail. Well, Steve, certainly tough to go down that way, but in these losses, and a lot of the losses for the Gators this year, it was because of pitching. And you couldn't throw strikes. That was, again, the case here early on. Capola just didn't have it, and then Barlow came in, couldn't get rid of the inherited runners, and it was it.
It was it. And, you know, Jeff, just an added point to what you were talking about with the injuries. Yes, it affected Florida offensively, but it also affected the Gators defensively. And down the stretch here, that really became evident. It reared its ugly head. The kids were trying and doing what they could, but not only were those injuries bad for the offense, it wasn't great for the defense either. But a lot of fight in Florida to just get here and to rebound from a 1-11 start in the SEC says something about the character of the team. But also give credit to East Carolina. They were blasted last night by Coastal Carolina, and they come back and win today and beat Florida twice.
So we'll take a break. We'll start our post-game show. We'll hear from Chuck Girolman, and we will finish up the 2025 Gator baseball season right after this.
To all our Gator baseball fans listening in, stay in the game and play by the rules. Put down your phone and set aside all other distractions. One text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving around the entire diamond with your eyes closed. To win while driving, you must focus. Put it down and focus on driving to arrive alive. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
Whether it happens on the pickleball court, the soccer field, or when stretching the limits of your yoga flexibility, injuries aren't convenient, but UF Health OrthoCare is. Now with locations in Gainesville and Ocala, our board-certified specialists provide the expertise you need to get moving again. Don't let a sprain, strain, or minor fracture keep you or your kids sidelined. Turn to UF Health OrthoCare. Visit ufhealth.org/orthocare locations for addresses and hours. Walk-ins welcome.
The head ball coach scores again. Steve Spurrier's head beer coach 1966 American Lager is now available everywhere at Condren Ballpark. Smooth and refreshing with just enough of a crisp finish. Also available at most places you buy beer. If you don't see it, ask for it.
A beer made by Gators for Gators. Make a great play and enjoy a cold one today.
Steve Spurrier's head beer coach 1966 American Lager. Please drink responsibly.
Gators fans, it's not just baseball season, it's backyard season. And just like a strong infield keeps the runs in check, a great fence keeps your home protected and looking sharp. At Father & Son Fence Supply, we proudly serve the North Florida community with the same values found on the diamond: hard work, reliability, and trust. Whether you're building from scratch or upgrading your home turf, call the team that's always on defense at 352-797-2489 or visit us online at fatherandsonfencesupply.com. Father & Son Fence Supply, where family values meet exceptional craftsmanship.
Today's game is in the books, but there's still more to come. This is the Box Score Show. Stats, a recap of today's game, and post-game analysis are all coming your way. Now, let's head back out to the ballpark.
Steve Russell back at Springbrook Stadium, Vrooman Field, here at the home of Coastal Carolina. The Gator season ends today with an 11-4 loss to East Carolina. East Carolina, 11 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. The Gators, 4 runs, 7 hits, and 3 errors. Pierce Capola lost it. He's now 2-2. Lance Williams, the starter, won it. He is 3-1 on the year. So the Gators end up at 39-22 on the year. East Carolina moves to 35-26, and they will continue play, having to beat Coastal Carolina twice to advance to a super regional. Well, in this game, Pierce Coppola got the start, and he was shaky at the very beginning. In fact, in the first inning, he hit a batter, walked a batter, and then gave up a hit. So the bases were loaded with 2 outs, but then he got a big strikeout of Colby Wallace.
Well, the biggest pitch of the inning coming right now is all the runners will get going. And Coppola will try to finish off Wallace. Here's the 3-2 pitch. See ya! Atta baby Pierce. Throws Wallace at the plate. He does not get the bat off of his shoulder. And Coppola comes up with a couple of huge strikeouts. And the Pirates leave the bases loaded here in the first inning.
That was big, but then East Carolina poured it on. They scored 2 in the second, 5 in the third, and got 7 runs to that point. The Gators did get a run in the third inning thanks to an RBI hit from Justin Nadeau. 2-1. Swing line drive, right center field. That's going to go down for a hit, and the Gators will score a run. So just like that, it's a 2-1 game.
And the bottom part of the order making that happen.
Yeah, again, 2-1 at that point. But once again, Gator pitching couldn't hold it. They give up the 5 spot and then 1 in the 4th. And the Gators were trailing 8-1. But they didn't quit. In the 6th inning, a walk, and a walk brought up senior Ty Evans.
So Ty back in the box, ready. There's a fastball hit hard and off the glove of the second baseman. That's into center field. 1 run scores. Bozer round in third, heading for home. He's a brown-eyed, handsome man. And Ty gets his second hit of the regional. A big one right there to bring in 2 and get the Gators back in this thing.
Gators right back in it. That ball hit hard, and could have been caught, yes, but credit Evans, who's not had a good regional, for blasting one there. At that point, it was an 8-4 game, and you sensed maybe momentum was changing. But then East Carolina got a run back in the 6th, 2 more in the 8th, and they win by a score of 11-4. And as far as the hitting for the Gators today, just 7 hits. Stripling, the only Gator with more than 1. He was 2 out of 4. And a big day for them. 12 hits on the day. Burris, their leadoff man, had 3 hits. Johnson had 2 hits. Irby had 2 hits. Peltier had 2 hits as well. And credit their starting pitcher, Lance Williams, who went a career best 5 innings. And then Jake Hunter at the back end, 4 innings, and allowed no runs on 4 hits, and that came from a bullpen that was extremely shaky. But he did a good job and held the Gators in check. We'll come back. Jeff is going to talk to assistant coach Chuck Geroloman coming up, but stay with us here with more postgame on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Paid for by FDOT.
Gator Nation, this season it's time to act for the greater good. UF and GFL are making great strides to reduce our footprint, and you can help. Recyclable and compostable paper products, cups, straws, and food waste receptacles are available at the stadium. Look for the signs and put it in the right can, Greener Gator fan. Think green as you cheer on the orange and blue. Call GFL at 1-800-535-9533 or visit us at gflenv.com. GFL, green for life.
Hi there, I'm Coach Steve Spurrier and a proud Campus USA Credit Union member. This year, Campus USA is celebrating their 90th birthday. That's 90 years of serving the Gator Nation. Campus supports the Gators and our community. All UF students, faculty, staff, and alumni are eligible for Campus USA Credit Union membership. So what are you waiting for? Become a member and join the party. Join today at campuscu.com. Insured by the NCUA.
Gator fans, are you tired of boring beers that are as exciting as a sack bun? It's time to shock your world. The new look Shock Top Belgian White is as smooth as a double play and hits harder than a Gator Grand Slam. Brewed with real orange peels and coriander, Shock Top Belgian White is unfiltered like your trash talk and will take you to a way out world with every sip. A new look with the same great taste. Smooth and refreshing and ready to play ball. Shock Top Belgian White. Shock your world. Shock Top Belgian White, Portland, Oregon. Please drink responsibly. 21 and up.
Post-game coverage continues on the Gators Sports Network. Now let's head back to the ballpark.
Steve Russell back with you as the Gators fall today to end their season. And, you know, you look back at this game, and it's very hard to say that one play is the difference in a game. But you just heard the highlight of Ty Evans' hit. Nato walked, Bozer walked, and Lawson walked. And then Evans had the 2-run single. So there were no outs. 3 runs had scored. A 3-0 count to Brody Donay, and then he inexplicably swung and hit to a double play. And that killed the momentum of that inning and maybe the rest of the way. It was a tough way to see that happen. All right, Jeff has talked to Coach Chuck Girolamo. Here they are.
All right, Steve, thank you. Well, Chuck, this day is obviously never easy, especially when you don't get to where you guys want to go. It just, it seemed like, when you guys played so well down the stretch, but when the losses happened, it was those bad starts early and pitching and the inability to throw strikes, and that was kind of the case here today.
Yeah, I mean, in all 3 aspects, we didn't play great baseball today. Pierce didn't have his stuff. He had issues kind of getting ahead in the counts, and somehow managed to put up a 0 in the first, and then, same thing kind of started again in the second. We had to go to our closer in the 3rd inning, right? So that's definitely not what we want to do with Jake at that point in time, but we definitely didn't play our best baseball here this weekend.
We've talked about the injuries a million times, and you look at the offense certainly, but I think even you guys could tell the last couple of weeks and the different things, even defensively, it made it hard at times too, and a few more errors today, but that was a big part of things.
Yeah, I'll make excuses. Everybody on our team's a Division I baseball player, Jeff, and yeah, it's different than what we thought when we drew it up at the beginning of the year, but these guys competed through it, and we did not play great defense in spots, and losing the middle of the field, it's definitely, there's guys shifting in positions, and Bobby's an unbelievable third baseman playing short, and he played great at short for us all weekend, and there's a bunch of guys that played well in different spots as well, but yeah, defensively, definitely haven't been who we were earlier in the year through the majority of it.
And, like you guys always do, you start to claw back in this thing, and, you kind of make it a close game. I know probably a big swing was the 3-0 pitch that, Donay chops into. It really killed a lot of momentum there in the middle part of that game.
Yeah, Jeff, I don't even know how to explain it, honestly. We were down 5 runs, right? We had a homer, we're still down 2, so I don't know why my man was swinging, but it was an interesting decision. We put it on a take, Jeff. Yeah. I don't know. I think he just got excited in the moment and just did something, had an out-of-body experience. He's a great kid. He just, for whatever reason, he did not do what he was supposed to do at that spot. And yeah, it was a big play. We were fighting back. We felt really good about our opportunity to come back in the game. They were definitely on the ropes in that spot. But, yeah, Jeff, that was a tough pill to swallow for sure.
Certainly tough. Positives, and this stinks. I know for everybody in the dugout, you can see the faces now as you look around. But it was a crazy year. Certainly the way it started, and then everything injuries-wise back and forth. And I think you got to look at what you guys as a staff were able to do, though, and credit the players for fighting their way back into this thing to even get to this point. I mean, it's the only SEC team that ever had that bad of a start to even make a regional. So I know it hurts now, but just at least a season you guys look back on and say it was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm proud of the way they fought. Our season ended shorter than any of us wanted to. I feel bad for the guys that are going to move forward. Like Ty played his last baseball game here for us, and Bobby Bozer had an unbelievable season for us and transferred in for a year. And, we have a bunch of guys that are going to go in the draft this year, so it's kind of the way it works every year. But when the season comes to an end, it sucks, man. I mean, within 24 hours from now, everybody kind of goes their separate ways. We'll have some exit meetings with guys, and it's tough to realize this is the last game with Coach Ty Evans and stuff like that, you know. But it's a good group of kids. They played hard. They did everything we asked of them down the stretch here to help us put us in a position that we were probably a win away from hosting, you know, and I'm proud of the way that they finished. But ultimately, there's no moral victories here, right? I mean, the University of Florida, our expectations are to go further, you know, and we've done that the last couple of years. I wish we could have done that with this group.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Chuck, appreciate the time all year. You know, you guys will grind. Kind of crazy that, you know, all of a sudden the portal opens and, you know, things change. And that's what is the weird part. It's like, you know, all of a sudden, boom, 24 hours later, it's like everything scatters and changes. So I know you guys will work really hard in the offseason and get this team back to where you want it to always be in Omaha at the end of the year.
No question, Jeff, for sure.
All right, thanks, Chuck.
Thanks, Jeff. Go Gators.
All right, Steve, back to you.
All right, Jeff, thank you. We're going to take our final break of this season. Jeff and I will come back and wrap things up here from Coastal Carolina. You're listening to the Gator Baseball Network from Learfield.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
Hey fans, don't get sacked by high prices. Join the winning team at Davis Gainesville Chevrolet. This week at Davis, score big savings on our all-star Chevy selection. The most awarded brand for new vehicle quality, like Chevy's MVP, the new Silverado, with low 2.8 financing and no payments for 90 days. Plus, we're tackling high prices on the area's best GM-certified pre-owned inventory. So join the winning team at Davis Gainesville Chevrolet on North Main Street.
Whether it happens on the pickleball court, the soccer field, or when stretching the limits of your yoga flexibility, injuries aren't convenient, but UF Health OrthoCare is. Now with locations in Gainesville and Ocala, our board-certified specialists provide the expertise you need to get moving again. Don't let a sprain, strain, or minor fracture keep you or your kids sidelined. Turn to UF Health OrthoCare. Visit ufhealth.org/orthocare locations for addresses and hours. Walk-ins welcome.
To all our Gator baseball fans listening in, stay in the game and play by the rules. Put down your phone and set aside all other distractions. One text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving around the entire diamond with your eyes closed. To win while driving, you must focus. Put it down and focus on driving to arrive alive. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
This is the Gators Box Score Show. For more post-game analysis, let's head back to the ballpark.
Well, an unfortunate ending to the 2025 college baseball season as the Gators, as you heard Chuck Drolleman say, fall short of that goal, which is, of course, always Omaha, and that's been the standard here. Kevin O'Sullivan has made it 9 of 18 years, so half the time that he has been the coach here, he's been able to get the Gators that far, but it ends here in Conway, and just a lot of injuries, and as Chuck said, Steve, no excuses, but I think you have to look at it and say, Cade Curlin, junior year, how great he was. Colby Shelton, you lose him. Heyman was the big one, certainly. You didn't know what Kyle Jones was going to give you, but, I mean, I'm not sure, other than Bozer and Lawson, I mean, those were all your best players that went down, and they had a lot of depth, and we saw Stripling, and he wasn't expected to play a lot. Nato not expected to play a lot. Guys like that, they have to come in and do things. Look at Ashton Wilson. You didn't expect him to play as much as he did, and he started more than 30 games. So not excuse, but this wasn't a healthy, full-strength Florida team, and they still at least got to this point and did some things that nobody in the history of the SEC had ever done before.
No, I don't care if you think Florida had a bad year. Injuries, is it part of it? Yes, but not to the extent Florida suffered the injuries it did, because it did a lot of different things. It put some people out of position. It had players come in that weren't expected to do as much, and it hurt their defense. They were not the same defensive team as they were earlier in the year, so you throw those things all in the pot, and that's what you get. And I'm also going to say this. When it comes to this time of the year, Not that the regular season doesn't mean anything, but Georgia lost its regional. Vanderbilt is losing to Wright State 5-1 right now. So there's no guarantee that when you get to a regional, even with a great regular year, you're going to win. So it's tough, man, to win, and Florida's done that more times than not.
And as you look now towards the future, we've hyped up Brendan Lawson. We know how great of a freshman year that he has. Finishes second on the team and driving in runs. A 5-hit day yesterday in the postseason, something that only a handful of Gators have ever done in the history of this program. You look at what Aiden King did as a freshman this year. So if you now have a Liam Peterson for a third year, an Aiden King, you go to the portal, you can bring in some other arms. There's guys that have been hurt this year from a pitching staff standpoint that they're really high on. They can return next year. So certainly the future is bright, which it always is for this program. But the portal literally opens tomorrow. So there's a bunch of kids in the portal now, but you have to be either a grad student or your coach has left and you can enter the portal. Tomorrow it opens up for real. I mean, who's to say that, Florida can't go get the 7-hole hitter that's destroying this regional?
That's right.
And that's how quickly you can, add to a team or turn things around. You certainly look at the arms and the success that Sully's had in bringing in different arms. Look at Herson Waldrop from a smaller school a few years ago. But that's what this staff is really, really good at. And they now at least have the opportunity to maybe get in on first some of these guys, whereas last year they're sitting there playing, and they weren't able to get some guys that they maybe wanted to. So that at least is the one maybe positive takeaway you can look at from this time of year.
Yep, and what's going to happen with Heyman, in terms of coming back or not. Curlin should be, healthy and ready to go. He's draft eligible, but you would think he would be back. So pieces are certainly back. And losing Bobby Bozer, great portal addition that he was. Remember Kyle Jones. So you're going to get some people back that we didn't see that were hurt. The foundation is there. Now Sully has to go out. And if you have Peterson and King as your Friday, Saturday guys in some way, that's a pretty good tandem to have to build on as a starting pitching
Clemente
staff.
And
sure.
McNeely and guys like that. And certainly we saw Clemente find a role, so we'll see if he stays in that role or, maybe work on him to make him that third starter, and you can bring in a closer because certainly he has the arm talent to be successful. And the Gators fought till the very end. Give ECU credit. They came out on Friday and really kind of took it to the Gators. Gators didn't respond, and certainly were able to yesterday, but the inability to throw strikes again today, I think, just caught up with them, and the defense and everything else that was a part of it. So it was a tough way to finish off a fun final 6 weeks. And remember, look at this program. From losing their first 4 SEC weekends to winning the last 6, clawing back in it, and there were a lot of people back home at the Condren Ballpark, and certainly all of you listening that weren't able to watch but followed from the radio or television, that you could see at least the fight in this group. And you got to give Kevin O'Sullivan, Chuck Girolman, and the rest of that coaching staff, Taylor Black and David Kopp and Zach Cronin, Mike Rivera, Michael Byrne, all these guys that wake up at 5 in the morning. God, I mean, look at Sean, the strength coach, and gosh, look at all the things that Jarrett Schweim, the athletic trainer, had to go through this year with all the injuries and different things. There's a lot of support staff that really work hard. Buddy in Orlando, all the stuff behind the scenes to make sure everything goes smoothly each and every week. There's a lot of people to give credit to, and certainly we'll give credit to Baron Easterling. He was awesome throughout the year as he always is, and the other guys a part of this radio team as well, Eric Castaldo and Sean Kelly, of course. Steve, it's been another fun year. The more and more we get to do this, you get attached to some of these kids, and he's exactly right. To see Ty Evans go, and that's the last time you'll ever get to see him, sitting there watching him in the cage, and the thought came in the back of my mind, hoping that it wouldn't be the last time watching, but there's a lot of guys like over the years that have given so much effort and so much of this program that now will move on and start the rest of their lives.
Yep, and I want to echo thanking Baron for his work, producing our broadcast, and the same thing with Eric and Sean, and of course working with you. Always appreciate that. It is such a privilege to be part of the broadcast team. I never take that for granted, and it's fun to watch this team. You hate to see seasons end, except in Omaha, but at least they fought to the end.
Yeah, so everybody that was a part of this, again, thank you, and certainly everybody that listened, whether it was 5 minutes or 5,000 minutes throughout the broadcast this year. We appreciate you tuning in some way, somehow, and it's a long break, but before you know it, Gator football will be here. We'll be back on the airwaves, and should be a fun season for Billy Napier. We know it's going to be that way for Todd Golden and company, and Kevin O'Sullivan and the rest of the staff will go out and change this team around, and we'll have a new team to root for in the 2026 season. So that'll do it for 2025 for, again, everybody out there that we already gave thanks to, and my partner, Steve Russell. I am Jeff Cardozo. Have a great rest of your weekend, an awesome summer, and can't wait to talk to you in the fall when Gator sports get going again. Have a good summer, everybody.
See ya.
You've been listening to University of Florida Baseball on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. Put it down and arrive alive. Florida Dairy Farmers, celebrating more than 35 years of building a strong and healthy Gator Nation. Florida Victorious, the official NIL partner of the Florida Gators. Pet Paradise and New Day Veterinary Care. Finally, complete pet health care is here for Gator Nation. Meldon Law, official injury and accident law firm sponsor of the Florida Gators. Davis Gainesville Chevrolet on North Main Street, the home of volume pricing. Steve Spurrier's head beer coach 1966 lager. Made by Gators for Gators. Please drink responsibly. And by UF Health. Injuries aren't convenient, but UF Health Ortho Care is. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Gator Sports Network.